What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 4BM. Chapter 76. Advertise here. The country of water at this moment, Kurigakure. Three Tails Jinchuriki, 4th Mizukage Yagura still being manipulated by Obito's illusion. Naturally, news of the internal disturbances in Konoha village was quickly received. Under the control of Uchiha Obito, he immediately summoned the top leaders of the water country, including that respected Yuenshi. Of course, there are still few elite ninjas left in the younger generation. Include Terumi Mei. In the original storyline at this time, Yagura turned Kurigakure into a hell on earth. The title of Blood Mist makes the entire country shrouded in darkness and blood. But later, everyone noticed the abnormality of Yagura, and the illusion on him was relieved by Byakugan's Ching. However, Ching has now been killed by Qianyu. Therefore, until now, Yagura is still being manipulated by Obito's illusion. The internal strife in Konoha village is a good opportunity for us to take revenge. What do you think of Yuenshi? The elder Yuenshi is a respected predecessor of the water country. Although he also noticed the abnormality of citrus orange Yagura, he could not verify it, and he did not have the power to resist. I agree with Master Mizukage on this point. Konoha village and our Kurigakure are as deep as the sea, and the hatred of Ninja 7 and Green must be reported. What he didn't know was, even if Qianyu didn't kill the 7 ninja swordsmen at that time, these people would defect to Kurigakure one after another during the period of the Blood Mist. Citrus Yagura is very satisfied. He nodded and said, very good. I have received news from Raikage and agreed that the 4 countries will send troops together to besiege Konoha. Since Yuenshi agrees, Terumi Mei. Yes, immediately rectify the ninja army and send troops with me to attack Konoha. Terumi Mei hesitated, but still sighed helplessly. Yes, Master Mizukage. Her hesitation is also natural. Terumi Mei was lost in thought as she walked outside. Nowadays, the country of water is not an exaggeration to say that it is the weakest moment. The death of the 7 ninja swords, Ching's death, was of course a big blow to Kurigakure. However, the root of Kurigakure's true depravity is in the Blood Mist. As long as this cruel policy does not end, many ninjas will only defect and leave the village more and more frantically. Kurigakure has fallen to the extreme, and then go to fight Konoha village. She is afraid. However, Mizukage's order had to be followed. Terumi Mei could only shook her head and sighed. The land of wind, Sunagakure. 4th Kazekage Luo Sha is hesitating. Baki seemed to see his thoughts. Master Fengying, Raikage asks us to respond as soon as possible. Luo Sha nodded. I see. Baki, what do you think of this matter? Baki was silent for a moment. Master Fengying, there are no eternal friends in this world, only eternal interests. Luo Sha gave a wry smile. Of course I know, I don't care about so-called covenants either. It's just that the country of the wind is now weaker. As long as you go to war with the country of fire, you can also share resources if you win, but once you lose, I'm afraid it will be a complete defeat. Baki said, yes, Master Fengying, so. This will be a big gamble. Do you think we should bet? Baki said. With all due respect, Master Fengying, even if we don't participate in the war, our country of wind will only be the weakest of the 5 countries, but it's not as good as insurance for wealth and wealth. Luo Sha smiled slightly. Well said. In that case, go reply to Raikage, my country of wind. Join the war. Baki smiled. Yes, Master Fengying. Just when the 4 powers conspired to unite and prepared to launch a coalition of ninjas to attack Konoha. Qianyu at this moment. But he was at home, finally spending time with his wife and daughter. Naruto is now almost 6 years old. I'm about to enter the ninja school to learn ninjutsu. Dad, hug. Uchiha Naruto, facing Qianyu, was still just a cute little girl. Qianyu smiled and hugged her up. I'm going to go to ninja school soon. Naruto, are you afraid? Naruto smiled sweetly. I'm not afraid. My father is Hokage and my mother is 9 Tails, so I won't be afraid. Kushina walked out from behind and gave her a brain collapse. What is Mother 9 Tails? What are you talking about, Naruto? Since the 9 Tails chaos, Kushina is 9 Tails Jinchuriki's matter, and it has spread throughout the village. However, everyone respects Kushina even more. I was wrong, Mom. Naruto hugged her head and said grievously. Qianyu smiled and rubbed her little head for her. Naruto, remember to go to the ninja school, everyone is good, don't lose to Uncle Fugaku Sasuke. Find flowers. Sasuke, he seems to be unhappy recently. Qianyu gave a wry smile. How could he be happy when his brother died? Then, you can comfort him more. Good dad, let's go play. Great. Naruto immediately ran out to play. Kushina looked at her daughter's back tenderly, but suddenly there was a haze on her face. What's wrong, Kushina? Qianyu gently hugged his beloved wife from behind. Kushina sighed. War is about to break out, husband. Well, this is inevitable. Kushina sighed. I really hope Naruto can live in a peaceful and stable environment. 0. Qianyu gently pressed her ear and said softly, don't worry, Kushina. After this war, peace will be achieved in a short time. Really? Well, This is my guarantee as Hokage. I believe you. Kushina turned around and threw into Qianyu's arms tightly. In Hokage's office, Qianyu appointed Nara Luju as the War Division and General Staff. Luju, how do you think you should respond? Nara Luju nodded. Well, I have been thinking about the battle. The ninja coalition forces of the four major powers, although they add up to definitely far surpass our Konoha. However, if we strike separately, then neither of them will be our opponent. So, the best way is to break them all. Qianyu said, yes, but, it's still unclear whether they will come together in one place or come in four separate ways. Hyuga Hiyashi said, about this, Hokage-sama. The spies I sent have found out. Oh, Qianyu smiled slightly, very satisfied. As long as you can know this, formulating countermeasures will be easy. If the Four Kingdoms ninjas allied to attack, as long as you lead the elite ninjas to meet the attack. If the Shikoku ninja allied forces separate and attack. It's a little bit difficult. Hyuga Hiyashi gave a wry smile. I'm afraid I will disappoint Master Hokage. They are neither divided into four groups, nor are they united to besiege. Oh, that's, she. Chapter 77. Advertise here. Hyuga Hiyashi said, they. The soldiers are divided into two ways. Everyone was slightly surprised. Qianyu smiled bitterly. What kind of formation is this? Hyuga Hiyashi said. The country of the earth and the country of the wind are adjacent, so the two countries formed a coalition of ninjas and attacked from the west together. And the kingdom of thunder crosses the sea from the northeast, the kingdom of water crosses the sea, and joins the army of thunder kingdom in the east of the fire country. The two coalition forces are flanking from east and west, respectively. Qianyu smiled slightly. As that's so, it's pretty easy to handle. Easy. Everyone smiled bitterly. Master Hokage, what do you have to do? Qianyu said indifferently. What I fear most is that they are divided into four groups. We are indeed inadequate now, but it is not easy to deal with. However, since it's just a division of soldiers, it's easier to handle. Does the soldiers split into two ways? Nara Luju nodded. There is the one led by Hokage-sama himself. I believe it will be safe and sound, and it will win a big victory. But the problem is with the other one. Qianyu smiled and said, I can solve this. Luju couldn't help frowning and said, Master Hokage, how to solve it? Qianyu said solemnly, my own way. All other elite ninjas, fight the other way. For a while, everyone was shocked. The whole office is silent. After a long time, Uchiha Fugaku was busy and said, Hokage-sama, absolutely. Do you want to fight the ninja coalition forces of the two countries with one person? Today you are not only representing yourself, but the Hokage of our entire Konoha village. In case, our Konoha village will be completely in desperation. Nara Shikuhisa also nodded and said, Patriarch Fugaku is right. Master Hokage, this is too risky, I disagree. Qianyu waved his hand and smiled, I know what everyone means. However, Konoha village has insufficient combat power nowadays. To win the war, you have to take risks like this. Don't worry, I'm alone. Enough. Everyone was shocked immediately. One person, against the ninja coalition forces of the two powers. This is simply a myth. Back then, Third Raikage, claiming to have the strongest spear and the strongest shield, stood alone against the ninja army of Iwagakure. Persisted for 3 days and 3 nights. However, in the end, it was just to death of exhaustion. What's more, now are you facing two big countries? Master Hokage. Qianyu waved his hand. No need to persuade, this is the best countermeasure. Next, let's allocate combat power. Nara Shikajiu sighed. Master Hokage thinks, which two countries are you more sure of dealing with ninjas? Qianyu smiled and said, it's all okay. More importantly, which one do you think is more difficult? Numerous ninjas glanced at each other. In the Thunderwater Alliance army, there are Raikage, 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee, 3 Tails Jinchuriki Mizukage. Although they are extremely powerful, everyone can still deal with it. The trickiest thing is actually only one person. Nara Luju and Qianyu said the name at the same time. 2 Libras Onoki. Qianyu laughed and said, is it really him? Luju smiled bitterly. Of course. Not only is this old guy almost unmatched, but more importantly, he has a wealth of combat experience and he has reached the pinnacle. It's really tricky to play against him. Qianyu smiled and said, very well, then. The Alliance Army of the Kingdom of Wind and the Land of Earth, let me deal with it. Master Hokage. This is Hokage's order, yes. Qianyu smiled and said, the other team is under the command of General Staff Nara Luju. The other teams need to follow his schedule. Respectively, the Uchiha clan led by Uchiha Fugaku. The Hyuga clan led by Hyuga Hiyashi. The Akamaiki clan led by Akamaiki Dinza. The Yamanaka clan led by Yamanaka Kaiichi. The Aburame clan led by Aburame Jawei. The Inazuka clan led by Inazuka Ja. Hitaki Kakashi's Budbee. Qianyu dispatched them one by one, mobilizing almost 70% to 80% of Konoha's forces, and heading for the ninja coalition forces in the Land of Thunder and the Land of Water. The remaining 20% are guarding Konoha village. As for himself, is truly alone. The war has finally started. And Qianyu, alone, rushed to the battlefield. Target. The country of grass. The coalition forces of the country of wind and the country of earth converge in the country of grass. Then, attack the country of fire together. Now, the country of grass. On the battlefield, 2 Libra Onoki met with 4th Kazekage Rosa of the Kingdom of Wind. Master Tsuchikage. Master Fengying. Onoki's seniority is much higher than Luo Sha. However, between the two countries, the identity of both sides is the same noble. Oyemu looked at Luosha teasingly. Master Fengying, are you confident about attacking Konoha this time? Luo Sha smiled slightly. He is also an old fox, and Onogi's irony is not heard anywhere. Master Tsuchikage, the country of the wind is now weak. To attack Konoha, we must rely more on the power of Master Tsuchikage. We are just following the general trend. Anamu laughed loudly. It's a good one to go with the general trend. Back then, 3rd Kazekage suddenly disappeared. Taking advantage of your windy internal chaos, the Kingdom of Thunder also suddenly launched an attack, drove straight in, and hit your inland. The country of wind at that time was extremely critical. Unexpectedly, Luo Sha stepped up and, with the magnet style inherited from 3rd Kazekage, resisted the army of ninjas in the land of thunder and saved the entire land of wind. 3rd Kazekage, you really didn't misunderstand anyone. Luo Sha smiled slightly. Thank you Tsuchikage-sama for the compliment. The 2 old foxes were showing off their machine fronts, and suddenly there was a report from the national line of Tuji. Onoki smiled slightly. Let's talk about it, except for ourselves as allies, don't be suspicious. Yes, Master Tsuchikage, the army of Konoha village has set off. Oh, how did the kid from the Uchiha clan arrange it? The face of the ninja who was inquiring about the news changed slightly. We only found out that almost all the Konoha village's army was assembled, and about 70% of the troops were sent to the east. Obviously, it is to fight against the alliance forces of the Thunder Country and the Water Country. What? Both Oyeki and Luosha were taken aback. Fight against the Kingdom of Thunder and the Kingdom of Water with 70% of the troops. Then what about our coalition forces in the country of the earth and the country of the wind? Does it only send 30% of the troops to fight? The ninja smiled bitterly. No. Remaining troops, stay in Konoha village. Nonsense. Don't Konoha village plan to resist our army anymore, let us drive in. We really did not detect any ninja army coming towards the country of grass. Onoki and Luosha looked at each other. What kind of medicine does this kid from the Uchiha clan sell in the gourd? At this time, Fengying, be careful. Boom. A thunderbolt suddenly fell from the sky in an instant. Slash down fiercely. Qianyu's figure haughtily appeared on the sky, his arm raised. It is a huge pillar of thunder. God's sanctions. Chapter 78. Advertise here. Rumble. A horrible pillar of thunder light burst out in an instant, bombarded and fell. In an instant, 4th Kazekage Luosha was suddenly struck by lightning. Fortunately, the old fox Onogi sensed it in advance and reminded him. Then, the smoke is gone. A huge barrier formed by sand gold, resisted most of the power of thunder. However, although his magnet-style dust gold is powerful, it is a bit inferior to ordinary sand. That is against lightning style. Placer gold cannot completely block the power of lightning style. Therefore, after Luosha scattered the gold dust, there was still an arm that was severely injured by lightning. Boom. He immediately backed away, stand side by side with Onoki. The two raised their heads and looked at the figure above the sky. Oyemu couldn't help frowning. It's you. The kid of the Uchiha clan. Luo Sha said solemnly, Master Hokage. Qianyu suddenly followed the thunder, and fell to the ground together. This scene immediately stunned the entire terroir and the 2 ninja coalition forces. That is, Hokage of Konoha village, Uchiha Qianyu. It's him who killed Sarutobi Hiruzen, Namikaze Minato, and Uchiha Shisui. Just shot. What was that move? Unexpectedly, Master Fengying was hit with a single blow. Where's his reinforcement 24? How come you only see him alone? Qianyu smiled slightly. Master Tsuchikage, Master Fengying. What a coincidence. Onogi smiled. Master Hokage, don't tell a joke. Qianyu smiled and looked at Luo Sha. Master Fengying, you and I are allies, why should you break the covenant? 4th Kazekage Luo Sha coldly said. If everyone in this ninja world abides by the covenant, then from the first generation project, there will be no more ninja war. Qianyu laughed loudly. Well said. I always thought that as a big man, this should be the case, kill decisively, and be vigorous and resolute. However, betraying the covenant is not to say so awe-inspiring. Especially, the one who betrayed me Konoha, betrayed me Qianyu. There will never be any good ends. Luo Sha gently stroked the severely injured and scorched left arm, she couldn't help but feel a chill in her heart. But Onoki said, Master Hokage, where is your ninja army? Qianyu sneered. You don't need a ninja army to deal with you. What? The perception ninja of the 2 ninja coalition forces immediately began to search and explore. However, but nothing. Oyemu himself has the ability to perceive, and he has already discovered it, but when he heard it personally, he was still stunned. Uchiha Qianyu, surely you want to fight against the ninja coalition forces of our 2 great powers alone. Qianyu smiled slightly. Exactly. For a time, the entire battlefield was completely silent. Everyone was shocked and horrified. Even Oyumu and Luasha were pale in shock and could not speak. After a long time, Onogi sighed. No wonder the ninjas we sent out couldn't find the ninja army to intercept us, so. It turns out that you are the only one, Hokage. Luosha furiously said. I can't help myself. Uchiha Qianyu, do you really think you can intercept the coalition forces of our two great powers alone? Even if it is the third Raikage, known as the strongest spear and the strongest shield, after intercepting the coalition forces of the Earth country, what will happen? It's just a dead end. Qianyu smiled slightly. Is it self-defeating? You will know after playing. The voice has not fallen yet. Magnet style. Dust. Boom. Luosha suddenly launched ninjutsu. Blood following the limit, magnet style. He suddenly thrust his hands into the ground. Rumble, rumble. In an instant, the terrifying dust suddenly surging out of the ground. As if gathered into a turbulent sea of flowing gold. Terrifying. Oh, is it the same magnet style as third cage? Qianyu sneered slightly. Boom. In an instant, a horrible sand gold waterfall burst out under his feet. Qianyu just smiled indifferently. In an instant, the eyes of both eyes had turned red, and the three-go jade quickly rotated. Mangekyo Sharingan. Turn it on. The pupil of the right eye dilated gently. Gao Tianyuan. Start instantly. Whoosh. In an instant, Qianyu had teleported to Luosha's side. Feng Ying, be careful. Earth style. Rock arm. Boom. A huge rock arm, together with a huge rock palm, suddenly rumbling out of the ground. Instantly blocked Luosha and Qianyu. Protect Luosha in it. However, small bugs. Qianyu suddenly turned into a thunder. Laugh. In an instant, the arm of the rock fell apart, torn apart. Boom. Qianyu's blow still slammed on Luosha's body fiercely. Zzz. Zzz. Luosha snorted, and the whole person was blown upside down in an instant. Spit out a big mouthful of blood instantly. Had it not been for him to create a layer of gold dust armor with magnet-style dust gold technique at the last moment, I am afraid that this blow would be enough to kill him. Thank you Master Tsuchikage for helping. Onoki's face was gloomy, and he nodded and said, this kid of the Uchiha clan is getting better and better. Losa, don't be careless. You and I will join forces to kill this kid first. As long as he can be solved, the fall of the entire Konoha village is only a matter of time. Okay, Master Tsuchikage. The two people stood at one place at once. One old and one young, do two of them go together? Qianyu sneered, but, what can I do? Dust escape, original world stripping technique. For a moment, Onoki immediately launched his most terrifying dust escape. Boom, a huge conical transparent barrier suddenly burst towards Qianyu. Qianyu knew that as long as this blow was hit, the enemy would immediately be completely crushed at the atomic level. Disintegration. It is one of the best attack methods in the entire Hokage ninja. But, the premise is to be able to hit. At this moment, Qianyu had already taken precautions in advance and had foreseen his offensive. Coupled with his proud speed that is unique to the entire ninja world, he will never be contaminated by Chen Dun. Too slow. Qianyu immediately flashed a red light in the pupil of his right eye. Gao Tianyuan was launched again. Now Mangekyo Sharingan has developed to a high-level state. The restrictions on the use of Gao Tianyuan have also become much smaller. Not only has the number of teleports increased each time, the interval between two uses has been reduced to about half a minute. Of course, the only flaw is still the huge amount of chakra that needs to be consumed. But, for Qianyu, a small tail beast with a first-generation sage body template, he doesn't care about chakra consumption at all. Boom. Qianyu came between the two in an instant. Separate the two and defeat each. 30 million volts. Thunderbird. 60 million volts. Thunder Beast. With a wave of both hands, both arms turned into thunder and lightning at the same time. A Thunderbird and Thunder Beast, toward the two enemies on both sides, burst out. Boom. Onoki immediately resisted with Earth-style Earth Flow Wall. Boom. The Earth Flow Wall was blasted through in an instant, bursting and shattering. But he himself, at this moment, was flying into the sky. Avoided the blow. As for Luosha, shield of gold dust. Boom. A shield wall made of dust appeared in front of him instantly. However, but it is even more unbearable. He was blasted by Thunderbird in an instant, passing through the hole, still bombarding him. Luosha dodged abruptly, but unfortunately his speed was not as fast as Tsuchikage Onoki. Boom. In an instant, the left arm was hit again, and the whole person couldn't help but let out a scream. Master Feng Ying. In an instant, the entire battlefield was terrified. The strongest of the two countries, Tsuchikage and Feng Ying team up. Can't resist to Uchiha Qianyu. Instead, he was hit hard by the opponent again and again. How powerful is Uchiha Qianyu? In the hearts of all the ninja army, a strong fear was born. Chapter 79. Advertise here. Magnet style. Jinsha waves. Luosha was furious, slapped her hands suddenly, and launched her magnet style ninjutsu. Rumble. In an instant, the placer gold was like a frenzied eruption, soaring up, surging and dancing, like a surging sea, whizzing towards Qianyu. Qianyu was a high heaven in an instant, teleporting to the other side. Luo Sha, in order to prevent him from attacking in close proximity again, immediately displayed his nirvana, magnet style, placer gold world law. For a moment, the placer gold turned into thousands of bamboo shoot-like sharp edges, bursting out in all directions fiercely. Formed a terrorist attack that is almost inevitable. Qianyu sneered. This trick is interesting, unfortunately. Rumble. In Qianyu's eyes, Mangekyo Sharingan turned. Susanoo. Outrageously descended into the world. That's the supreme pupil technique of the Uchiha clan, Susanoo. As expected, Onogi was so knowledgeable, he shouted out immediately. Luo Sha's placer gold world method violently slammed on Susanoo. However, it is impossible to break through the defense at all. Damn it, what is that? Onoki sighed. After the Uchiha clan opened their eyes, Mangekyo Sharingan, they were able to obtain the super pupil technique. Integrated offense and defense, indestructible, unbreakable Susanoo. Luo Sha was furious. This kid unexpectedly. Yes, the old man never expected that he would have turned on Susanoo at such a young age. It won't be easy now. No wonder he can kill Sarutobi Hiruzen, Namikaze Minato, Uchiha Shisui. Boom. Two people were too surprised and shocked. Qianyu has suddenly launched his own upgraded version of Susanoo. Thor Susanoo. Rumble, rumble. The power of terror and thunder filled the void, soaring crazy. Above Susanoo, the current bursts and roars endlessly. That is diaresis. This time, even Onoki didn't know what happened. Boom. Thor Susanoo. With one arm, a black thunder spear suddenly appeared between his palms, and a terrifying thunder broke out. The power of terror shocked everyone's perception. Qianyu sneered slightly. You too can die under my Thor, Susanoo. It can be considered a deadly death. Boom. Qianyu's heart moved. Thor Susanoo, connected with his soul, slammed the huge black thunder spear in his hand. With a bang, a terrifying black thunder fire burst out in an instant. Dust escape. Original world stripping technique. Such a fast and powerful move. Even if it is Oyumu, there is no other way to defend it except Shendun. Boom. A cone-shaped dust escape barrier shot instantly. It collided suddenly with Qianyu's black thunder. Laugh. Chi 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 chi. In an instant, Qianyu's thunderous fire was offset by the dust, and both turned into nothingness at the same time. Oh, it's the first time that my Pudu Imperial Soul has failed. As expected, it's Oyemu. Qianyu couldn't help but exclaimed. No way, Shendun is so easy to use. But, boom, another shot, a black thunder fire that was 10 times more terrifying, burst out again. However, Onoki couldn't make two dust escapes in an instant. Master Tsuchikage, I'll help you. The two cage-level masters broke out their own chakra at the same time. Earth style, Gang Li style technique, magnet style, Aventuran shield. The two simultaneously displayed their strongest defense secret technique. A huge rock giant rumbling and rising up instantly, the extremely huge body instantly obstructed the vision. And Fengying Luosha's Aventuran shield is even more integrated with it, turning the rock giant into a golden color. Placer giant. The fusion of the two people's ninjutsu turned into a huge gold dust giant. It turned out to have withstood Qianyu's thunderous blow. Qianyu smiled slightly, as expected of two cage-level masters. Interesting. The voice did not fall. Earth style, geodynamic core. Under Qianyu's feet, the earth shook suddenly, and it suddenly rose directly. He lifted his whole person to the sky with the support. Because his Susanoo is only the first form, so mobility is insufficient. At this moment, he was directly out of Susanoo's scope. At the same time, magnet style, placer gold funeral. Afterwards, the surging gold dust was like a frenzy of the sea, surging from all directions, enveloping Qianyu's whole person in it, and then, boom, a terrifying pressure came, as if to crush Qianyu's whole person directly into mashed flesh. Qianyu instantly turned into a thunderous body. Boom. The power of sand gold burial is indeed terrifying, but the two cage-level masters only saw the thunder light erupting from the gap of the gold dust burial. Then, blazing, a figure appeared again outside the placer gold burial. Diaresis, what? Die. Qianyu instantly activated Gao Tianyuan again. However, this time, he will not be given any more chance. Moving behind Luosha in an instant, a terrifying electric light burst out. 200 million volts. Discharge. Boom. A flash of electric light penetrated Luosha's body, and even after it penetrated, it still burst out loudly, reaching thousands of feet long. Luosha couldn't believe it for a while. I don't know what happened. Until, Master Feng Ying. He looked down blankly and saw that his chest was slowly disappearing. And above his body, a huge black hole appeared. In that void, there was no bleeding. At the edge, you can only see your own body and internal organs, which have already begun to turn into coke. This feeling is. Die. Thump. Good Jiao. Fourth cage, Luosha. Just die. His body fell to the ground suddenly, and soon all turned into coke. When the wind blows, black dust is flying away. I don't know, at the last moment, did he regret? From time to time, we should not betray the Konoha alliance. However, it's too late to regret everything. Master Feng Ying. For a time, the entire ninja coalition forces in the Kingdom of Wind were extremely angry. Kill. Avenge for Master Fengying. The ninja allied forces of the Kingdom of Wind are suddenly in chaos. Onoki sighed. Although he is part of the coalition army, he is not a member of the Kingdom of Wind after all. There is no way to command the ninja army of the Kingdom of Wind. Qianyu faced the entire ninja coalition forces in the Kingdom of the Wind, not only did not fear the slightest, but became more excited. Very good. A ninja in the whole country of Wind. Come on. Just let me kill it. Chapter 80. Advertise here. The ninja allied forces of the Kingdom of Wind suddenly fell into grief and fury. For a time, it turned into a tide, and slammed towards Qianyu. The strength of the Kingdom of Wind is not weak. Especially after Luosha came to power. With the power of placer gold, he collected a lot of placer gold to trade with other countries, making the country of the Wind rapidly increase its financial and strength. Qianyu was besieged by several Jonin in an instant. Just after his Susanoo left, he has dissipated. He didn't bother to open it again. Fight with all the ninja army only with the power of Thunder Fruit. The Rice Wife. Discharge. Rumble, rumble. With a terrifying discharge, the 6 or 7 ninjas who were the first to besiege in an instant, directly flew backwards. Wind style. Great breakthrough. Earth style. Earth Dragon Bullet. Fire style. Fire Dragon Ball. ... For a time, the horror chakra skyrocketed. All kinds of ninjutsu are coming surging like death. Qianyu's figure flew vertically and horizontally across the entire battlefield, raging on the spot. 30 million volts. Thunderbird. Boom. A huge thunderbird burst out instantly. All ninjutsu fell apart in an instant and turned into smashes. Huang Tu calmly asked, Master Tsuchikage, should we join the war? Onoki sighed. That's the way it is. Although victory is not martial, but if Qianyu is allowed to kill Fengying, and then he can retreat, our country of wind and land will be really embarrassing to the entire world of ninja. The ninja of the land takes orders. Besiege Uchiha Qianyu. Yes, Master Tsuchikage. For a moment, all the ninjas in the land of the earth also joined the battle. A total of 20,000 ninja allied forces. Only attack one person. This has become another legend without a doubt. More terrifying myths and legends than the Battle of Third Raikage. Oh, should the ninjas from the land of the earth go together? It's great. Qianyu could still laugh wildly in this situation. For a time, all ninjas were surprised and shocked. Onoki couldn't help but his face changed. This guy Hokage is really a lunatic. Go. Kill him. Kill. Avenge for Master Fengying. Earth style. Mountain technique. Huang Tu burst into his own chakra. In an instant, the earth cracked. The two lands formed two huge hemispheres, and they pressed toward the Qianyu in the middle fiercely. Qianyu was also very impressed with this person. Although it is not amazing, and there are not many appearances, but Onoki's son, Huang Tu, is actually the most underrated ninja. Once a rock fist beat the golden horn of flying tail beast. A mountain soil technique can even temporarily suppress the terrifying Gedo statue. The horrible strength is visible in Madara. Qianyu will not despise the enemy. He snapped his hands together. Snapped. Wood style. Birthday in the tree world. Rumble, rumble. The whole earth trembled completely, turbulent. Afterwards, the terrifying wood-style chakra rushed out, and under the ground, countless large branches rose suddenly. In an instant, it spread to the entire battlefield. For a time, the entire wasteland has turned into a sea of trees. And the lowest mountain soil technique was instantly shattered by the birth of the tree world. Numerous tree trunks stretched out violently, and the mountain soil technique fell apart and fell apart. That is, Oyemyu's eyes widened and his mouth was stunned. God of Ninja, wood-style secret art of first Hokage. Lois was also taken aback. Wood style. It turned out to be the legendary wood style. Thousands of other ninjas are even more miserable. Directly bound by wood style, even directly pierced, strangled, and strangled. Qianyu stood with his hands behind him. Watching the wood style mystery, the tree world is born, turning into a monster, destroying and killing frantically. It seems to be a tail beast transformed by wood style. Father. Huang Tu shouted immediately. Onoki snapped his hands together again. Snapped. Dust escape. Original world stripping technique. He played dust escape for the third time. Boom. A horrible cylindrical dust flashed past. Above the entire plain, a heavy wood-style tree trunk, infinitely towering trees are cut off. Directly from the middle, a whole section of the tree trunk disappeared. Thump. Thump. Blockbuster wood-style canopies all fell on the ground. Qianyu couldn't help looking at Oyemu. This old guy. Sure enough, it is the most difficult one to deal with. Earth style. Dungeon technique. Lois took the opportunity to use earth style again in an instant. It turned into a jail-like prison, imprisoning Qianyu's whole person in it. Father. Take advantage of it now. Good. Onoki suddenly launched his own dust escape again. Dust escape. Original world stripping technique. Boom. Together with the prison, and the people in the prison, they turned into nothingness at the same time. Shen Dun is worthy of a powerful attack that is unparalleled in the world. You died. A cold sweat ran down the Lois' forehead. In the face of an enemy like Qianyu, even if he has experienced many battles, he still feels very jealous. Onoki frowned and shook his head. No, be careful of Lois. Boom. In the next moment, Qianyu has appeared behind Huang Tu. Day Tiger. Qianyu's attack was a direct physical bombardment. Huang Tu reacted instantly. Earth style. Fist rock. He immediately fought back with his proud Earth style. With his punch, Jin Kakuzu, who once turned 9 tails into a beast, was directly knocked into the air. And now, the fists of the two slammed into one place. Boom. Qianyu's power is still above him. Rumble. In an instant, Huang Tu's body was blown away instantly. Bang bang bang. I don't know how many ninjas were hit directly by his body. What? His physique and strength are actually so powerful to such a terrifying state. The Lois spewed out a big mouthful of blood. However, in the next instant, Qianyu unexpectedly appeared behind him. Stop. On the other hand, Dayemu was prepared for a long time, and he immediately appeared next to his son, also using the fist rock technique, and blasted towards Qianyu fiercely. Qianyu attacked the peacock and directly blasted the rock quan technique to pieces. Dayemu's rock fist technique, but it seems that he is not as powerful and violent as his son Huang Tu. However, Onoki also rescued his son at this moment. And at this moment, the country of the wind, the country of the earth, the ninjas of the two countries have already been besieged. Qianyu roared. Rumble. Thor Susanoo has once again come to the world. Snapped. A black thunder spear appeared between Susanoo's hands in an instant. Boom. Sweep out. Black thunder ravages the world. What? For an instant, the screams were endless. Just one blow, I don't know how many ninjas died. Qianyu fought so hard, and Thor Susanoo's power reached ultimate. Hoodoo Yuhun. Blessed on the thunder spear, a horrible black thunder fire broke out. As long as it is contaminated, it is endless burning, lightning strike. It has been invading into the body, every inch of cells, unless the living body is completely dead, it will never stop. This is exactly the horror of his Budu Yuhun. Boom. 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 The black thunder spear suddenly fired wildly, and the thunder broke out. In an instant, dozens of ninjas were killed on the spot. And many ninjas ninjutsu, physique, various shurikens, kunai, detonation talisman. All kinds of offensives can't break Susanoo's defense at all. Onoki couldn't help roaring again and again. As this kid's chakra a bottomless pit. Why do you never use up forever? He himself is already out of breath. However Qianyu, but it seems to be a god of murder. Slaughtering all beings madly and recklessly. On the battlefield, a mess. Qianyu is killing him. Chapter 81. Advertise here. Onoki's shock is taken for granted. So far, Qianyu has cast Susanoo twice, and also used wood style, the big killer. I don't even know how many ninjutsu, physique, or even illusion skills were used. However, up to now, he has not seen the slightest sign of lack of chakra. And himself, having used dust escape 4 or 5 times, chakra has gradually felt the consumption as half and half. Of course he didn't know. The chakra in Qianyu's body at this moment, although it cannot be said to be taken inexhaustible and inexhaustible. However, with 60% of the first generation sage body templates, the amount of chakra is horrible, and it has exceeded the limit that ordinary ninjas can imagine. Although Onogi was shocked, but, in the face of that terrifying Susanoo, he was also clear in his heart. Except for his own dust escape, other attacks may not even be able to break Susanoo's defense. He could only grit his teeth and slam his hands together again. Dust escape, original world stripping technique. Boom. This time, the power is even 100 times greater than before. Rumble. The terrifying power of exterminating everything instantly permeated the battlefield. A frightening white light flashed, and Susanoo was wrapped in it instantly. Boom. After a moment, Susanoo, half of his body turned into nothingness. And the other half of the body also began to slowly dissipate. Onoki gasped. Sure, did you succeed? Numerous ninjas have begun to cheer frantically. However, Qianyu sneered. Shendun really is amazing. It's a pity. Boom. Susanoo, who was about to dissipate just now, turned into a complete body again. Qianyu's chakra cannot be imagined by common sense at all. ZZZ. On top of the complete Susanoo, there is the thunder god's body. The power of thunder spreads across Susanoo instantly, and the sound of terrifying thunder resounds throughout the battlefield. For a time, many ninjas fell into despair. And what makes them even more desperate is Qianyu's Susanoo is even scarier than just now. Qianyu himself moved slightly. His Susanoo was originally just a skeletal state, but now it has begun to grow flesh and blood, meridians, and become a real flesh and blood body. Later, there were more chakras in the form of coats covering the whole body, making the whole Susanoo as mighty and domineering like a god of war. In Susanoo's hand, the thunder spear also skyrocketed instantly, and the whole thing was 3 times as big. The black thunder is also raging crazily, and its power has soared 3 times. At the same time, in the other arm, a huge circular shield appeared. This is Yata Mirror, Susanoo's second form. Qianyu was overjoyed immediately. This time, I did not expect Susanoo to evolve to the second form by himself during the war. This does not come by sign in or the system. It's Susanoo's self-evolution. Because Qianyu became more proficient in using Susanoo, and then slaughtered on the battlefield, Susanoo's power was enhanced, and he naturally evolved to the second form. Complete body structure, coat covering, holding a huge thunder gun in one hand, responsible for the strongest offensive. Holding a round shield in one hand, named Yata Mirror, is responsible for the strongest defense. After Susanoo enters the second form, apart from being more complete, everyone uses different weapons. For example, Sasuke's bow and arrow, Itachi's 10-punch sword and Yata Mirror, Uchiha Madara's sword and so on. On the other hand, Qianyu held the thunder spear in one hand and Yata Mirror in the other. Offensive and defensive one, enough to make him invincible. But this has caused other people to fall into a deeper despair. Qianyu sneered. Now, the game officially begins. Boom. His Susanoo directly broke out a more powerful and terrifying power and chakra. In an instant, a series of terrifying cannonball-like chakra burst out. That is, Yasaka Chonguyu. Onoki was taken aback, and immediately avoided. But other ninjas are not so lucky. Rumble, rumble. Yasaka Chongu blasted wildly, like a bomb, on the entire battlefield, loudly in all directions. Countless ninjas were bombarded and screamed endlessly. This is the second form of Susanoo's special ability. Long-range attack. Yasaka Chonguyu. On Qianyu's Yasaka Chonguyu, there is also a black thunder and raging fire, and the attack power is even more terrifying. With invincible defense, more terrifying long-range attacks. At this moment, Qianyu seemed to be an undefeated god of war, slaughtering sentient beings wantonly. Find flowers. It's like a demon from hell rushing out of the world. Reaping the lives of creatures madly. Oyemu was panting, unable to condense chakra for a while, and activated the dust escape primordial realm stripping technique. His chakra is not as pervert as Qianyu, almost endless. At this moment, he can only watch Qianyu slaughter in large numbers. Massacre. The ninja of the land of wind, the ninja of the land of land, attacked wildly, but couldn't break through the defense of Susanoo Yata Mirror. On the other hand, Qianyu's Yasaka Chongu, the thunder spear, is a long range, and the process is the strongest attack. The entire ninja allied forces screamed and screamed. Just a moment. I am afraid that hundreds of ninjas have died in Qianyu's hands. 0. Can be called a generation of killers. Gradually, both the Kingdom of Wind and the ninja of the Kingdom of Earth lost their will to fight. Originally, Master Fengying of the Kingdom of Wind died in Qianyu's hands. The enthusiasm and anger for revenge for him supported their crazy offensive. But now, there is no hope at all. Just being slaughtered unilaterally. If this continues, let alone revenge, I am afraid that the entire ninja coalition will die in his hands. For a while, complete despair was born in everyone's hearts. Oyeki can also see, if this continues, even if there will eventually be the moment when Qianyu chakra is exhausted, but before that. I am afraid that the ninja coalition army will be killed by him at least 70%, 80%, or even 90%. No country can afford such a loss. Then. Onoki finally made a decisive decision. Tsuchikage's order has been issued. Earth country. All ninjas obey orders. Retreat. The entire ninja army in the land of the earth has long been waiting for this command. Hearing the order of Master Tsuchikage, I suddenly breathed a sigh of relief, severely relieved. Retreat. Rewind. The ninjas of the land of the earth began to flee and retreat frantically. And the country of wind. Although there is no wind shadow, under the orders of Baki and others, they immediately retreat with the land of the earth. Qianyu sneered. Want to run? If you don't kill your blood, you still want to invade us Konoha. Kill. She. Chapter 82. Advertise here. The entire land of the wind, the land of the ninja coalition forces, suddenly collapsed into a group. The ninja team of nearly 20,000 people was actually chased and killed by Qianyu alone. This kind of scene, in the entire history of the ninja world, can be said to be unprecedented, and there will be no one to come after. Qianyu chased him all the way, the thunder god Susanoo's Yasaka Chongu burst out, thunderbirds, thunder beasts, and god's sanctions shot wildly. The ninja coalition that broke up and fled again suffered heavy casualties. The ninjas of the Ono-Mu family territory, fleeing all the way. The country of wind is even worse. Even Fengying died in this battle. For a time, he had completely lost all fighting spirit and fled frantically. Qianyu pursued them all the way, and didn't know how many ninja lives had been harvested. Since he started the battle, he has played the most heartily in this battle. One person picks the ninja coalition forces of two great powers alone. Nearly 20,000 ninjas, but it was still fighting on the opposite side, scattered and fleeing. Kill the wind and shadow. Hurt Tsuchikage. Kill countless ninjas. After this battle, Qianyu's reputation will become a nightmare for the entire ninja realm. From then on, in the Kingdom of Wind and the Kingdom of Earth, after hearing Qianyu's name, the ninjas were immediately shocked. Qianyu pursued and killed hundreds of ninjas. Finally stopped. The country of Wind suffered the most. Fengying died in the battle, Jonin died in the battle, more than a dozen people died in the battle, and the casualties under Chunin are even more immeasurable. From then on, the Kingdom of Wind was a complete failure. Although the land is better, it also paid the death of more than 20 jonin. The overall national strength also fell to the extreme in an instant. The two ninja armies have just arrived in the country of grass and have not yet attacked the land of the country of fire. He was beaten by Qianyu alone and fled back. Since then, it has become the laughingstock of the entire shinobi world. Qianyu saw that the two countries had lost the power to attack again. He also stopped pursuing. He was still thinking about the other way. So after a short rest, he soon returned to the other way. Even with the horror of Qianyu's chakra, it was almost exhausted after this battle, and after a half-day rest, he gradually recovered. Without stopping for a moment, he immediately rushed to the other side's battlefield. And at the moment, on another battlefield, the ninja army in the land of fire had already met with the ninja army in the land of thunder and the land of water half a day ago. Fourth Hokage, after uniting with Mizuka Yagura of the water country, and the ninja army led by the two, they immediately marched into the fire country. It was advancing to the middle of the way, but there was no resistance from the ninjas of the country of fire. Hokage was puzzled, but also triumphant. Could this country of fire have declined to such a degree? Can't even the resisting ninja army be dispatched? Ha 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 ha. Killer Bee also said on the side. The civil turmoil is serious. The loss is heavy. Stupid. Bastard. But Yagura, the Mandarin Orange on the other side, said, Master Hokage, don't underestimate the enemy, then Hokage Qianyu is not easy to deal with. This is simply revealing the scars of Hokage. After he was beaten up by Qianyu, the person who signed the surrender contract. Praise Qianyu in front of him. Not to mention his violent temper. Master Mizuka, what do you mean by this? Citrus Yagura understands his mood, but still coldly said, it's just to remind you to be careful. Hokage was furious. Of course I know to be careful. You don't need Mizuka to remind you. The two were about to fight. Terumi Mei, the Mizuka guard on the side, hurriedly said, the two shadow masters don't have to argue. Now, as a coalition army, we can't fight in the same way as Konoha village. Otherwise, wouldn't Konoha village be a joke? When Hokage heard it, he was taken aback, and then he hummed. Okay, I'll just listen to Terumi Mei and give you face. Terumi Mei smiled slightly. Thank you, Lord Hokage. Citrus Yagura looked at Terumi Mei, a glimmer of cold light flashed in his eyes. Terumi Mei's heart moved. I'm obviously trying to help you too, why would you be murderous at me? Fourth Mizuka, what's wrong with you? At this moment. Suddenly, Earth style, Tulong gun, Wind style, Great breakthrough. Fire style, Fire dragon ball, Water style, Water dragon bomb. Lightning style, Thunder dragon tooth. In an instant. The whole earth shook suddenly. Countless 5-attribute ninjutsu was coming madly. Above the Emperor, many bulges suddenly appeared, such as sharp blade thorns, piercing the feet of the ninja coalition force fiercely. And all kinds of fire dragon bombs, water dragon bomb, lightning style techniques, are flying all over the sky. Under the frenzied momentum of wind style, the power has skyrocketed. Rumble. In just an instant, hundreds of ninjas suffered accidents. It's an ambush in the country of fire. Be careful, everyone. Hokage immediately yelled, and the whole person immediately entered the lightning-style chakra mode. And all the other ninjas are also vigilant, looking at all directions, ready to meet the enemy. At this time, secret technique, shadow imitation. Suddenly, a black shadow spread rapidly from above the earth. In an instant, it splits into 5-6 paths in an instant. Just galloped towards fourth Hokage and other people. That is, Hokage galloped past immediately, avoiding it. However, the other targets are not as fast as his ability to react. Eight Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee. Fourth Mizuka Yagura. Terumi Mei. This is the shadow mystery of the Konoha village Nara clan. Good. Snapped. Among the bushes on the opposite side, a figure came out calmly. Under his feet, a shadow is connecting several people on the battlefield. Exactly. Naraluku. Ding Seat. Fugaku. Good. Bomb tank. Fire style. Dragon fire technique. The few people under control are completely unable to move for the time being. At this moment, Akamaiki Dingza and Uchiha Fugaku have exploded their own ninjutsu. Rumble. Akamaiki Dingza used the doubling technique to display the meat bomb chariot, crushed away severely, and bombarded the body of Killer Bee. And Uchiha Fugaku's dragon fire technique spit out violently, hitting the Citrus Yagura. Boom. Killer Bee was bombarded and flew back. And the Wolf Orange Arrow warehouse was completely submerged by the dragon fire technique. Killer Bee. Master Mizuka. Hokage immediately furious. With a violent blow, the whole earth burst open. Nara Shikajo's shadow imitation technique immediately lost its goal. On the other hand, Terumi Mei also immediately rescued the Citrus Yagura. The two armies finally met. Hokage furiously said, Ninja of Konoha village. What about your Hokage? What about that kid from the Uchiha clan? Nara Luju smiled slightly. Uchiha Fugaku is on the left and Akamaiki Ding is on the right. At the same time, other ninja army in ambush also appeared one after another. Nara Shikamaru glanced at Hokage and the coalition forces of the two countries. Just rely on you. Not worthy of being an enemy of our Lord Hokage. Suddenly, Hokage is furious. All the ninja forces of the two countries were also furious in an instant. Chapter 83. Advertise here. What did you say? Hokage was furious and stomped his feet suddenly. The ground cracked and fell apart in an instant. Naruto said, Master Hokage, and Master Mizukage, this battle is up to us to deal with you. Hokage said angrily. Speak up without shame. Do you think you can defeat the ninja coalition forces of our two countries? Boom. He suddenly disappeared from the place like an explosion. The earth was trampled out of a pit by him instantly. Lateral bolt of pain. Hokage's ninjutsu is almost ultimate. Moreover, speed is power, and this bombardment is simply terrifying like a cannonball. However, Konoha's blue beast, Might Guy is here to join the battle. 8 inner gates formation. 6th gate, King Gate, open. Toward the peacock. Boom, 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 boom. A young man with thick eyebrows, wearing a green tights, suddenly exploded into an astonishing and terrifying aura. Strike out one after another with right fists. It turned out to be burning and bursting the air. The flames rose instantly, like a peacock on the screen, blooming wildly. Boom. Hokage's ninjutsu collided with this young man's fist, burst out suddenly, and the earth was turned upside down in an instant. Rumble, rumble, the two each quit tens of meters away. Hokage was taken aback. Who? 24. The green figure fell abruptly, revealing a mouthful of white fang. Didn't all the names have been reported? Konoha's beautiful blue beast. Might Guy. Hokage was taken aback. How old does this young man look? How could there be such a terrifying physical skill? Is that the secret of Konoha's body art, the power of 8 inner gates formation? Sure enough, for a time, his heart became more cautious. Idiot. Asshole. I dared to beat my big brother Hokage. Unforgivable. Suddenly, a figure almost equal to Hokage flew over and attacked Might Guy from another angle. A short sword in his hand is as fast as lightning. People can't react at all. Prick. At this time. Reikiri. Laugh. With a bang, a thunder light came in an instant, stabbing out fiercely. It collided with the dagger of 8 Tails Jinchuriki Killer Bee instantly. With a sneer, like the roar of 1,000 birds, Reikiri cut the short sword into two directly. Killer Bee stopped for a moment and looked at the people coming. It is a young man with a mask. There is a scar on the right eye. The pupils turned out to be red. Sharingan's Kakashi. Killer Bee recognized the name. Although Kakashi is young, he has already made the name of copying Ninja Kakashi in various missions. Every major ninja village has heard of his name. Might Guy gave Kakashi a thumbs up. Fast speed. Worthy of being the enemy of my life, Kakashi. Kakashi didn't look at him either. Be careful, Guy. These guys are as powerful as monsters. It doesn't matter. Challenge the strong as the most passionate. Youth is going to burn. Kakashi sighed silently and shook his head. This hot-blooded fool. At this moment, the two armies met hand to hand, and 2 moves had already been made in an instant. Both sides are very jealous of each other. Naradir was in the middle for a long time. The Uchiha clan, the Hyuga clan, the Akamaiki family, the Yamanaka clan, the Aburame family, the Inuzuka family. Elite ninja of the garrison. Young man in bud, other elite ninjas. All came out. This is Konoha village now, close to 70% of the ninja combat power. For a time, unparalleled momentum. Then, a big battle has begun. This war, intermittently, has lasted for 3 days. Naruto used his own wisdom to win several times with tactics, and defeated the opponent's apparently more superior force, but he suffered heavy losses one after another. 4th Hokage was also blocked by Fugaku and Hyuga Hiashi, who turned on Mangekyo Sharingan. As for Killer Bee, it was contended by the physical skills of Might Guy and Might Dai father and son. The Mizukage, Terumi Mei and others of the water country were also resisted by the 3 families of Ino Shikacho, Aburame Shino, the Guard Force, Kakashi of Buba, Yamato, and others. But, there is still a gap in high-end combat power. So Konoha village is still at a disadvantage. In the face of the power of the 2 coalition forces, this is also a matter of course. The 4th day. The war is still going on. The 4th Mizukage Yagura, which was suppressed by everyone, suddenly broke out. The tail beast mode is on. Half-tailed animalization. Although he has been borrowing 3 tails chakra before, this is the first time he has directly entered the tail beastization. Although, it's just half-tailed animalization. The whole person suddenly became a little 3 tails. The red chakra is all over the body, and there are 3 tails growing behind it. Boom. Suddenly, the soaring chakra burst out directly. Coral palm. Boom. The half-tailed wolf orange Yagura blasted out directly with a palm. A ninja from Konoha village was hit immediately, and coral grew out of his back. Moreover, it is impossible to resist. What? The screams suddenly came, making everyone feel terrified. This guy has his tail finally turned into a beast. Naruto frowned. Be careful, everyone, Mizukage has become a beast, stay away from the edge for now. Want to run? Citrus Yagura roared and opened her mouth wide, and suddenly the terrifying chakra gathered. That's tailed beast bomb. Everyone was shocked. Citrus Yagura is about to launch tailed beast bomb. This horrible, violent, and domineering one has no logical moves at all. It is directly the strong chakra bombardment. There is no reason to say. Naruto's heart shuddered and immediately said, everyone is ready to defend. Earth style, earth flow wall, water style, water barrier. Wind style wall. For a time, dozens of elite ninjas in Konoha village can only display powerful defensive ninjutsu, ready to resist. Boom. Tailed beast bomb burst out. Just for a moment. All the ninjutsu defenses, destroy the dryness, and immediately fall apart, destroy the dryness. Careful, Naruto yelled, and everyone evaded. However, it was too late. At this time, Thor Susanoo. The gun of thunder. Boom. A figure fell from the sky. Coming in front of everyone. In an instant, a huge thunder god Susanoo burst out, and between those hands and arms, a huge black thunder spear burst out a terrifying thunder edge. Laugh. Boom. Instantly collide with that terrifying tailed beast bomb. The tailed beast bomb was split into two instantly. However, the power of horror still bursts out. Humph. Quote. The visitor suddenly thought. Yada mirror. Boom. The horrible tailed beast bomb bombarded up, but on Susanoo's huge body, a circular shield appeared. It is the magic weapon of supreme defense, Yada mirror. Rumble, rumble. The visitors couldn't help being shaken back one after another. However, boom. The tailed beast bomb finally broke up. The whole land was overturned. A huge pit was formed. The figure in Susanoo, like a god, descended to the world. It's fourth Hokage of Konoha village. Uchiha Qianyu. Master Hokage. Saved. Master Hokage is here. Ha 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 ha. We won. For a time, the morale of the entire Konoha village ninja army skyrocketed. Hokage of Konoha village, Uchiha Qianyu. You finally arrived. Fourth Raikage, fourth Mizukage Citrus Yagura, are all angry. We thought, you dare not show up. Both of them sneered. Qianyu smiled slightly. Sorry, I went to destroy the ninja alliance of the Kingdom of Wind and Land of the Wind alone, it took some time. Next, it's you. What? For a while, everyone was shocked and shocked. The ninja allied forces of the Land of the Wind, the Land of the Land. Actually, he was wiped out by him. All the ninjas in the Land of Thunder, the Land of Water, are all scared to death. But Konoha's ninja, after being shocked, roared and cheered frantically. Long live Hokage-sama, Master Hokage is invincible in the world. Cheers are thunderous. Chapter 84. Advertise here. Raikage roared, speak up. The Land of Wind and the Land of Earth, there are close to 20,000 ninja allied forces. There are even top masters like Onoki and Luo Sha. No matter how powerful Uchiha Qianyu is, it is impossible to defeat the entire coalition alone. Qianyu smiled slightly. Oh, you said those two people. Sorry, 4th Kazekage Luasha, I have been killed. As for the old fox Oyemu, he ran fast, but was seriously injured and has not died. However, it's almost there. For a time, the entire battlefield was dead silent. 4th Kazekage Luasha, the man who once resisted the offensive of the Kingdom of Thunder with his own power in the most critical time of the Kingdom of Wind. Although he was an enemy at that time, his strength still makes all the ninjas in the Land of Thunder fresh. But now, he died in the hands of Uchiha Qianyu. There are two Libra Onogi. That kind of super master who has experienced many battles, has also been defeated by his hands. All of a sudden, the ninja coalition forces of the Water Country and the Thunder Country began to tremble, and their whole bodies trembled slightly. Raikage noticed this sign and immediately roared. Don't be fooled by him. He is bluffing. However, everyone knows that Uchiha Qianyu is not lying. After all, they have already detected that the coalition forces of the Kingdom of Wind and the Kingdom of Earth have not advanced. However, there are indeed no ninjas left in the Land of Fire to stop. The only possibility. It is exactly as Qianyu said. He defeated the ninja coalition forces of the two countries alone. Raikage roared. Master Mizukage. First join forces to kill the little devil from the Uchiha clan. Good. Qianyu smiled slightly and looked back at the Konoha village ninja allied forces. Everyone has worked hard for days. Now, give it to me. On the other side, Raikage, Killer Bee, Citrus Yagura, Terumi Mei. 4 masters, all at the same time. On this side, there is only Qianyu alone, facing it alone. Tailed animalization. Facing Qianyu, they did not dare to look down upon him a little bit. In an instant, the 8 tails beast Jinchuriki Killer Bee and the 3 tails tail beast Jinchuriki Yagura, both turned on the tail beast at the same time. Tailed beast bomb diaresis. Tailed beast bomb. 2 people, at the same time burst out the most powerful tailed beast bomb, burst out. Snapped. Qianyu snapped his hands together. Wood style. Wooden golem jutsu. Rumble. A huge wood-style colossus burst out in an instant, with a height of tens of meters or hundreds of meters. Qianyu's heart moved. This huge wooden golem colossus blasted out with 2 arms. It turned out to be holding 2 tailed beast bombs directly in the palm of your hand. And, it didn't explode. Give it back to you. Boom. Qianyu threw the 2 big tailed beast bomb directly. Back then, First Hokage used wooden golem jutsu to fight the tailed beast bomb that Uchiha Madara manipulated 9 tails like this. What's more, is it tailed beast bomb from 3 tails and 8 tails. Qianyu today. After the Battle of the Grassland, the sign-in system was refreshed, and the power skyrocketed again. The progress of the first generation Sage Body template has increased to 70%. The power is so powerful that it has gradually and completely approached Senju Hashirama. And the development progress of Mangekyo Sharingan has reached 60%. Gao Tianyuan can teleport and swap 6 times. The interval has been shortened to 20 seconds. And the power of Pudu Yuhun has skyrocketed. As for Susanoo, it has directly evolved to the 3rd form. Wutiongo armor cover. The weapons have also been greatly evolved at the same time. The power has soared 10 times. These will not be mentioned for the time being. Qianyu's wood-style wooden golem jutsu slammed the 2-tailed beast bombs directly, and threw them in turn. Killer Bee, Citrus Yagura are all shocked. It's like a ghost. When can you imagine that tailed beast bomb can be caught directly and thrown back? The 2 of them could only burst out chakra suddenly, another tailed beast bomb, and shot it away. 4-tailed beast bomb, collide in one place at the same time. Rumble, rumble, not far from the ninja alliance of the Land of Water and the Land of Thunder, it exploded. Just because of the air waves, I don't know how many ninjas were directly blown away. Shadow, Citrus Yagura, after being completely tailed, displayed the terrifying moves of 3 tails Isodom. Isao arched his whole body, wrapped the huge thick carapace behind his body, and rolled forward like a wheel, using his huge size and weight to crush the enemy. Boom towards Qianyu. Qianyu smiled slightly. Since you want to die first, I will fulfill you. Snapped. Wood style. Laughing Buddha jutsu. Rumble. Rumble. On the ground, a giant palm of wood style suddenly appeared. Catch 3 tails hard. Just grabbed his huge body in the palm of his hand. Boom. In an instant, 3 tails struggling fiercely, but still unable to move. Wood style was originally the strongest secret technique that can suppress the tail beast. What's more, it's this trick Laughing Buddha jutsu. Once, first Hokage showed up, and even 9 tails in Susanoo state could be suppressed. What's more, it is a mere 3 tails. 10th Edict on Enlightenment. On the huge wooden golem, Qianyu suddenly activated the secret technique to tame the tail beast. 10th Edict on Enlightenment, also known as laughing and touching the dog's head technique. Boom. A palm slapped hard on the head of the 3 tails tail beast. A huge chakra burst. The beastization of Yagura's tail disappeared instantly. Only his body was left, which was severely grasped in the palm of the hand by wooden golem. He struggled fiercely, but he couldn't break free. Diaresis, Master Mizukage. Terumi Mei yelled immediately and was about to step forward to rescue. Qianyu glanced at her and said coldly, "Do you really think this is your Mizukage-sama? Kurigakure, is it all a bunch of trash? Even your own Mizukage-sama has been manipulated with illusion skills, can't you tell?" What? For a moment, all Kurigakure ninjas were stunned. Terumi Mei was also taken aback. What did you say? Terumi Mei, you really let me down. Terumi Mei's heart moved. She had already noticed that Yagura was very abnormal. However, he did not expect that he would have been manipulated by illusion all the time. In Kurigakure, there are many, yes, perception ninjas, but they have never dared to doubt Master Mizukage. Listening to Qianyu's words at this moment, I immediately noticed that Master Mizukage's chakra was flowing, as expected, something abnormal. Terumi Mei also noticed immediately. Master Mizukage, unexpectedly, have been manipulated. No wonder the terrifying blood mist will be activated. Qianyu secretly smiled in his heart. The blood mist had actually been activated long before Obito manipulated him, but there is no need to tell them this. A waste puppet manipulated. What's the use of keeping you? Die. In Qianyu's left eye, a black thunder and raging fire violently shot out. Pudu Royal Soul Towel. Boom. With a sound, Yagura's body was pierced. Afterwards, the terrifying thunder fire burned his entire body. Soon, the body turned into coke, and the coke turned into ashes. Gone with the wind. 4th Mizukage, Yagura, die. Qianyu, kill another shadow. Chapter 85. Advertise here. Master Mizukage. In the eyes of many ninjas in Kurigakure, even if it is the manipulated Citrus Yagura, it is still their Mizukage. Not to mention, judging from the current situation of Kurigakure, those who can persist in the village after activating the blood mist can be considered loyal. All Kurigakure ninjas headed by Terumi Mei roared and attacked Qianyu. Lava style. Strange melting technique. Terumi Mei immediately used one of her 2 great blood succession limits. Lava style. The viscous and corrosive acid spit out from her mouth violently overwhelmed the sky. Qianyu knows that Terumi Mei's lava style is so powerful that even Susanoo can corrode. But he didn't care. Terumi Mei. Interesting. Yada mirror. Qianyu only dissipated a part of Susanoo, holding the Yada mirror with one arm. Resisted the lava style melting monster technique. Although Yada mirror has been melted a bit, it is nothing to Qianyu. It's just a thought that immediately restores integrity again. Chakra volume. This is an unmatched great advantage. At the same time, the offensive of Thunder Country is also coming. Killer Bee. Oh, 8 volumes of Tail Beast. Killer Bee suddenly displayed a horrible move that combined with 8 Tails Gyuki. The whole body was earth coiling fiercely, 8 Tails tentacles wrapped him in it, and it was spinning at a crazy high speed. A storm of horror is formed. This trick, in the original work, can even change the entire terrain. And, knock out all the 2 tails to 7 tails. Qianyu smiled slightly. Killer Bee, it's a pity that you are still far behind. Snapped. Qianyu put his hands together. Wood style. Wood dragon technique. Rumble. A huge wooden dragon suddenly rose out of the ground in an instant. The terrifying and huge body flew and circled in an instant, violently wrapping and engulfing the entire 8 tails body. Boom. The gust of wind just rolled out was completely suppressed in an instant. Moreover, this wooden dragon technique can even absorb the opponent's chakra. Even the 8 tails beast Gyuki is the same. Back then, even 9 tails was completely suppressed, let alone 8 tails. Stupid. Bastard. What kind of monster is this? Even the uncle can't stop it. Killer Bee. Qianyu suppressed the power of 8 tails, and continued to swallow the opponent's chakra. On the other hand, it was a good time to fight against other ninjas. Lightning Water Dragon Bomb. At this time, 4th Raikage and Terumi Mei played a combined blow. Water Dragon Bomb merges with Lightning Style. Turn into a huge thunder and lightning dragon with powerful strength and paralysis ability. This move even suppressed Uchiha Madara. But the two at this moment are far less powerful. Yada Mirror. Qianyu stretched out his hand and waved. Susanoo's arm had already intercepted the move. Then, it finally fought back. God's Sanction. Rumble. A terrifying and stout beam of thunderbolt, with a crash, hit Terumi Mei. Terumi Mei immediately used the water-style water barrier defense. However, how could water-style get the power of thunder? ZZZ. In an instant, the power of thunder hit Terumi Mei directly. Suddenly, her whole body was paralyzed, she snorted and fell to the ground. At the same time, a red light flashed in Qianyu's right eye. Gao Tianyuan. Suddenly, he has come behind 4th Raikage. Die. In the face of this mortal enemy who has never changed, Qianyu has no mercy anymore. One shot is the most terrifying and vicious Budu Yuhun. The black thunder fire blasted out in an instant. Lightning-style armor. 4th Raikage was taken aback, and instantly inspired his lightning-style chakra mode. His body was madly activated and turned into his own absolute defense, lightning-style armor. However, do you think your lightning style can withstand the real power of thunder? Boom. Boom. In an instant, 4th Raikage's left body was directly penetrated by the bombardment. The black thunder began to spread within his body instantly. The whole hollow instantly began to coke. This is Master Raikage. Seeing 4th Raikage, he would follow in 4th Mizukage's footsteps and immediately die in Qianyu's hands. At this time, do not underestimate me. 4th Raikage roared, and a blade of lightning style appeared in his hand. Laugh. Cut down at yourself fiercely. It turned out to be a large body that raged on the black thunder and fire, directly cutting it apart, and slashing it down. Even Qianyu couldn't help frowning. This lunatic is so cruel to himself. Sure enough, he is a ruthless person. 4th Raikage, instantly from the left chest to the abdomen, a huge gap appeared. Even some internal organs are damaged. But he did not retreat in the slightest. Full state. Master Raikage broke out with all his strength. His hair burst into the sky instantly, and lightning-style chakra mode reached its limit. Thunder Eye explode. In an instant, he grabbed Qianyu abruptly and fiercely displayed his powerful lightning-style ninjutsu. Thunder Bomb. Rumble. Rumble. The entire land was bombarded and the entire blast was blasted, and the gully stretched for thousands of meters. In an instant, a huge pit appeared on the ground. Master Hokage. However, Qianyu smiled slightly and appeared hundreds of meters away. What 4th Raikage caught was nothing but a lightning-style clone. Uchiha Qianyu. Even if I die with you today, I want to drag you to die together. Everyone can see that the current Raikage, even if he defeated his opponent, with his terrifying injury, I am afraid he can't survive. He is now fighting against the beast. Want to pull Qianyu to die with him? The hatred back then, I, Raikage, must report it in full today. Qianyu sneered calmly. If you can do it. Lightning straight. Raikage suddenly turned into a sharp thunder knife. Fly by in an instant. The speed is indescribable. Although it is not a teleportation space-time ninjutsu, it has reached the limit of human movement speed. In the eyes of many ninjas, this is no different from teleport. However, Qianyu had already anticipated this blow. Just a slight lateral movement, you can easily avoid it. Instead, a thunder spear blasted out in an instant. Lateral bolt of pain. Chop. 4th Raikage also seemed to have expected that his previous move could not kill Qianyu. Immediately broke out his full strength. Suddenly jumped up. All his lightning-style chakra gathered on the hand knife, and a terrifying roar broke out. Like the sharpest blade, it slashed down fiercely. Qianyu sneered. Enough with you. Die. Boom. His Thor Susanoo, only 2 arms appeared, but, holding Yada Mirror in one arm, there was a crash. Resisted lateral bolt of pain. Chop. And the other arm, holding the black thunder gun, stabbed suddenly. Boom. Raikage's body, this time, was severely pierced directly again. And this time, the thunder spear in Qianyu's hand, stabbed. It is the heart of fourth Raikage. Thump. The last heartbeat came. Fourth Raikage looked incredible, however, the next heartbeat has become a luxury. Uchiha Qianyu. Fourth Raikage spit out these words with difficulty, his face full of unwillingness and hatred. But finally, the whole body, like Mizukage, turned into coke. Gone with the wind. Fourth Raikage. Die. Qianyu. Kill the three shadows in one battle. Chapter 86. Advertise here. Master Raikage. In an instant, the ninjas of Thunder Country roared and were extremely tragic. Their Lord Raikage died in the hands of Uchiha Qianyu. For a time, everyone was heartbroken. Desperate. And the ninjas of Water Country are not much better than them. Even worse. Because, they just discovered that their Mizukage-sama has been manipulated by illusions all the time. They were all a little grateful to Qianyu, who revealed the truth for them. However, I still hate him for killing in public Mizukage. Thunder Country. The country of water. The two supreme leaders of the two ninja coalition forces, Raikage and Mizukage, were killed one after another. In addition, fourth Kage, the country of wind. Qianyu had already killed 3 shadows in this war. Except for that old fellow Onoki, who is really too cunning. Fourth Kage Luasha. Fourth Mizukage Yagura. Fourth Raikage I. All fall. After this battle, Qianyu's name of killing god shocked the entire ninja world. Hearing the name of Uchiha Qianyu, everyone was terrified. And when this is the time, Naruto saw Qianyu killing 2 shadows in a row, already knowing in his heart, smiled slightly, and waved his big hand. The ninja army of Konoha village. With Master Hokage. Kill, kill, suddenly, shouting and killing loudly. All the ninja army in Konoha village, as if beaten up with chicken blood, roared frantically, following Qianyu's footsteps and rushing towards the Water Country and Thunder Country coalition forces. And the coalition forces of the 2 countries that have lost their shadows have not collapsed on the spot. Facing the menacing Konoha shinobi army, they can only choose to disperse and escape. Qianyu also sneered slightly. I ordered in the name of Hokage. Take these powerful enemies who invaded Konoha. Kill all. Yes, Master Hokage. In an instant, the Konoha village ninja army passed by like a tide. An offensive like a torrent of steel, no one can do it. Powerful elite ninjas from all quarters stepped forward, beheading these looting, and wanting to destroy the mortal enemy of Konoha village. Qianyu does not believe in pacifism. In his eyes, the greatest peace comes from destroy all the enemies. So, he immediately swept down. Offensive, like a broken bamboo. What a massacre. This battle lasted for 4 days, and when Qianyu arrived, it finally came to an end. The Konoha village where the 2 sides fought, under the joint siege of the 4 major powers, under the terrifying situation of the world's enemies, it turned out to have achieved an unprecedented victory. After this battle, the 4 ninja villages suffered heavy losses, and they were no longer able to attack Konoha village. And Konoha village, of course, is taking advantage of the trend to rise. First, they signed an armistice agreement with the 4 major powers. Of course, it is an unprecedented armistice in favor of Konoha village. The 4 great powers all bow their heads to the country of fire. Since then, it has become a subject of the nation of fire in name. Because the 3 shadows of the kingdom of wind, water, and thunder all died in Qianyu's hands. Therefore, you can only choose a new person to become a new shadow. However, almost no country has a particularly suitable candidate. So, the country of the wind is managed by Chidai mother-in-law and Ebizo, acting in the joint decision of Baki, Yashimaru and others. The land of water is in charge of Yuenshi, and younger generations such as Terumi Mei have gradually stepped onto the stage. The land of thunder is also temporarily taken care of by the older generation. Killer Bee has no leadership skills. Instead, the younger generation of Darui and others have gradually emerged. The only exception is the land of the land. Although the village controlled by Onoki suffered heavy losses, he himself is still alive. Therefore, still firmly master the power of Iwagakure. However, the ninja of Iwagakure also had the most deaths. Therefore, no matter how arrogant Onogi is, he can only bow to his knees at this time and admit the dominance of Konoha village. The various shinobu villages bow their heads and become ministers. Konoha village has become the real overlord of the entire ninja world. In a short time, he reached an unprecedented posture to reach the pinnacle. The real overlord is in full swing. After returning to Konoha, Qianyu, who became the legend of the ninja world, was enthusiastically cheered by all ninjas and civilians. In the hearts of all the people in the land of fire, Qianyu has become comparable to first Hokage. God of ninja, and Qianyu immediately stabilized the situation in the village. Because Sarutobi Hiruzen and his gang had just been settled, they were immediately forced to meet the war of the 4 powers. Konoha village is still not particularly stable today. Qianyu established 2 new departments. They are named Nibu and Moon. The sun and the moon are bright. It symbolizes the difference between the old Anbu and the roots. And Japan, as the name suggests, is the backbone of protecting the village in name and fighting on the battlefield. Nibu selects elites from various families and various ninjas. They can follow Hokage to fight in all directions, complete various ninja tasks, lead and teach the next generation of ninjas, set up ninja squads, and so on. Find flowers. The Japanese part is led by Nara Shikahisa, but the members are composed of elite ninjas from the major families, not the power of a certain family. And the moon, corresponding to the previous Anbu. Responsible for investigation, surveillance, assassination, spying and other secret work. These are indispensable jobs in the shinobi world. Qianyu would not ignore it naturally. The moon is led by Hyuga Hiyashi, who also absorbs elite ninjas from all major families. The members of the moon department also absorb the ninjas selected by the previous Anbu, such as Moonlight Hayate, Azuki Yuyan and so on. Of course, there are also special jonin like Morino Ibiki. Since then, Konoha village has 4 branches under Hokage. Police Department, Bud, Japan, Moon. Of course, besides that, the ninja school in Konoha village is also prospering day by day. A ninja in Konoha village has more choices from birth to growth. After graduating from the ninja school, the big families, or the children of common people, became genin. After that, genin, a special elite, will directly enter the Bud and receive special training and missions. The other genins will be led by Japanese ninjas to form a ninja team and receive special training. After that, after growing into a ninja who can be alone, you can choose to stay in Japan and perform various ninja missions, or in turn lead the ninja team. On the other hand, you can also enter the moon, where there are also various elite talents. Of course, you can also enter the police department and be responsible for the safety of Konoha village. Qianyu breaks down the family barriers in Konoha village with 4 major departments, allowing all ninjas to have unlimited possibilities. And he and Kushina's daughter Naruko finally entered the ninja school. Qianyu fulfilled his promise. Let my daughter live and study in a peaceful environment. In high-level decision-making, Qianyu implements a system in which all major families negotiate together. This is the Hokage meeting. The heads of major families, the captains of major departments, and some highly respected or promising ninjas can all enter the Hokage meeting to discuss Konoha's major issues together. And the first Hokage conference was held at this moment. Hyuga Hiyashi just asked a question. Master Hokage, this time our Konoha village won a big victory and we have completely suppressed all the 4 big countries. Why didn't Master Hokage kill the 4 big countries directly? Qianyu smiled slightly. Of course I have my own considerations on this issue, the 4 major countries. There is still a need to exist. Oh, Hokage-sama mean, she. Chapter 87. Advertise here. Qianyu smiled and said, first of all, we don't have so many resources to truly take charge of the 5 major countries. Secondly, if you really want to include the 5 major countries in your bag at this time, I am afraid that the crises and challenges we will face are far more than the benefits. In short, now is not the best time. Others are silly. But Nara Luju understood immediately. Master Hokage said. There are other threats. Want to rely on the other 4 powers to share the burden. Qianyu smiled slightly. As expected of Luju, I immediately understood. Good. You should remember the man who conspired to start the Nine Tails chaos and the mysterious masked man who appeared in the Konoha village chaos before. Everyone's heart suddenly stunned. That man is almost the culprit of the 2 recent catastrophes in Konoha village. However, even with the current Lord Hokage, the strength is already so high, but even though he was seriously injured twice after coming down, he still did not completely kill him. It can be seen that his strength is strong. Qianyu said. He is not the only one, I am afraid there is a huge organization behind him. In recent days, I have received some secret reports, and this organization has begun to operate secretly everywhere. Especially, when the 5 major powers are fighting, there is no way to take care of them. This organization has gradually developed and grown. The name of the organization. Dawn. Everyone was shocked. Akatsuki. There is more than one man like that. Such an organization develops and grows, and I am afraid that the entire ninja world will face unprecedented threats. Qianyu said. It's true. So, if we really take over the 5 major countries, then we will have to take care of the fight against these evil forces. Of course this is not a good thing. Nara Luju smiled and said, it's better to let the 5 powers bow their heads and claim their courtiers, and let their respective strengths fight against Akatsuki. Akamaiki Dingza touched his head and said, does it make any difference? If you unify the entire ninja world, wouldn't it be the same if you order people from the other 4 countries to resist Akatsuki? Nara Luju smiled. Ding Zuo, being ordered to do things for your own benefit is completely different. Now, Lord Hokage doesn't really take over them, and even allows them to slowly choose their own new shadows. Then they will still have a sense of belonging to the village, and will naturally respond to the threats of evil forces appearing in their own village. Quote. Akamaiki Dingza nodded. That's it. As if to verify Qianyu's words. At this moment, Rain Shinobi village. Conan walked out from behind Pain. Have you heard? Pain. Pain looked at the rain curtain in front of him, calmly indifferent. It's Uchiha Qianyu's business, right? This man should not be underestimated. I am afraid it will be the biggest obstacle to our plan in the future. Conan nodded. I think so too. This man is terrible. He can crush the 4 great nations with his own power. Except for the legendary first Hokage, I don't think anyone can do it yet. Pain was silent for a moment. How has our membership recruitment progressed recently? Conan said calmly. Except for you and me, and the mysterious masked man who calls himself Uchiha Madara. Now in our Akatsuki organization, we have recruited people like Kakuzu, Hidan, Sasori, Deidara, Zutsu, Hoshigaki Kisame. Pain nodded. Besides, I want to hire a man. Who? The rebel of Konoha village, known as one of the Sanin. Orochimaru. Conan nodded and said, with his reputation and strength, it is indeed more than enough. It's just that, according to our informant, he has already established a force called Odonin village in a place called Tanokuni. Will he still be interested in joining us? If you are not interested, just force him to join. There is nothing to say. Conan was silent for a moment and nodded. Yes, then. Let's go there in person. Good. Now, Tien Jiguo, Yinan village. Orochimaru and a very delicate young man are studying the secret technique. Master Orochimaru, will you succeed this time? Orochimaru gave a dark smile. As long as you invest enough in failure, you will succeed in the end. As long as the forbidden technique can be studied successfully, Master Orochimaru can see through the mystery of longevity, right? I can become the container of Orochimaru-sama's immortality. That is the meaning of my life and the greatest glory of this life. Orochimaru smiled slightly. Kimimaro, you are such a lovely child. Suddenly, at this moment, Master Orochimaru, a young man with glasses rushed in. An enemy is coming outside. Don't panic, Yukushi Kabuto, are these people from Konoha village? No, it's a man and a woman, wearing black robes with red auspicious clouds. Oh, Orochimaru stopped his research and sneered slightly. It seems that besides Konoha village, there are others who are interested in me. Go, we will meet them. Yes, Orochimaru walked out and saw two figures waiting quietly at the door. Who are you? Conan said, we are Akatsuki. This time I want you to join our organization. Orochimaru grinned, it's not an invitation, but a request. It's really two arrogant people. Pain glanced at him suddenly. Orochimaru, we need your power, and I believe that you will also need our power. Orochimaru glanced at him, and his heart was shocked. The eyes. You are the kid in Rain Shinobi village. In Rain Shinobi village, he, Tsunade, and Jiraiya once met this child. To be precise, it is 3 children. At that time, Orochimaru wanted to kill 3 people in order to remove the roots, but was stopped by Tsunade and Jiraiya. Jiraiya even accepted 3 people as disciples and taught them ninjutsu for 3 years. However, later I heard that they died in the chaos of the war, but I didn't expect. Rinnegan. It still exists in this world. Orochimaru couldn't help but move in his heart. This is also the power of God. As a research madman, if Orochimaru is indifferent to Rinnegan, it is absolutely impossible. He immediately stretched out his hand. Shulking snake hand. In an instant, dozens of lion majesty jerked out from the cuffs, and rushed towards the 2 figures, especially the pair of Rinnegan. However, the moment the group of snakes arrived in front of Pain. Boom, an unparalleled force struck fiercely. Rumble, not to mention those snakes, but the whole earth burst open suddenly. The extremely powerful repulsion repels everything instantly. Orochimaru, Kimimaro and Yukushi Kabuto were all shot out in an instant. Boom. Orochimaru finally landed, and his secret base was turned into ruins. This is Rinnegan's power. Pain looked at him indifferently. Orochimaru, I only give you 2 choices. Join us, or die. Orochimaru smiled slightly. It's funny. I want to try. Pain's eyes suddenly cold. In that case. He strode forward suddenly. The war is about to start. Chapter 88. Advertise here. Orochimaru yelled. The array of 10,000 snakes. Rumble. In an instant, the earth was shaking. Numerous snakes suddenly rushed out of Orochimaru's mouth. In an instant, it is enough to annihilate the entire earth. There are tens of thousands, it is hard to count. This scene made Conan frown slightly. But neither of them was much flustered. Behind Conan, a pair of huge origami wings suddenly appeared. Flew into the sky in an instant. And Pen's body, even without any technique, directly ascends toward the sky. Orochimaru's array of 10,000 snakes couldn't hurt the 2 of them at all. Do both of them have the ability to fly? Orochimaru's face changed slightly. At this time, Pain opened his arms sharply. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Orochimaru suddenly felt a warning sign of extreme danger. This trick. A cold sweat dripped down his forehead. Then he smiled, bit his finger, and slapped down on the ground. Summoning technique. Triple Rashomon. The moment the triple Rashomon appeared, the Shenluo Tianzheng launched by Pen also arrived immediately. Rumble. The power that destroyed everything in 24 instantly bursts out. Rashomon was broken and disintegrated one after another in an instant. And the secret base behind Orochimaru was instantly destroyed by the huge power of Shenluo Tianzheng and turned into nothing. Not to mention the group of snakes in the array of 10,000 snakes. He died immediately, clean and bloody. But Orochimaru, Kimimaro and Yukushi Kabuto were 3 people, but because the triple Rashomon resisted most of the attacks, they still suffered only a few injuries, which was not a major problem. Pain and Conan fell gently from the sky. Looking at Orochimaru who was panting lightly, his tone remained cold. Now, can you join Shao? Kimimaro and Yakushi Kabuto stood around Orochimaru. Master Orochimaru. Orochimaru suddenly smiled. He stood up and said to Pain, okay. I agree, join Shao. Pain still has no expression on his face. Very good. But what is the purpose of the so-called Akatsuki organization? Pain was indifferent. Achieve the ultimate peace. Orochimaru's heart moved. Peaceful. He laughed loudly. Forget it, it doesn't matter to me. Pain said. The first step is to collect tail beasts. I hope you can contribute too. Good. Pain left with satisfaction. Master Orochimaru, do you really want to join this organization? Orochimaru smiled and said, it seems to be very interesting. I should be able to get a lot of things I am interested in. Soon after, on the huge body of Gedo statue, 10 figures stood on top of 10 fingers. It is the Akatsuki organization that has finally been recruited. It is the first time for all members to make a collective appearance. Pain, Konan, Kakuzu, Hidan, Sasori, Deidara, Hoshigaki Kisame, Ju, Orochimaru, and a man named Afe. Exactly 10 people. As the leader of Akatsuki's organization, Pen used the magic lantern body technique to gather everyone's figures together. It was equivalent to the first meeting organized by Akatsuki. Boss, we are all summoned to release the task, right? The man named Afe said with a smile. Pain's tone remained cold. Good. Today's ninja world, after this ninja world war, each has suffered heavy losses. The 4 big countries are all badly beaten by Konoha. It is the best time for us to start operations. Next, I will give the first task of Dashao organization. Catch the tail beast. The capture share of each person is as follows. 1 tail Jinchuriki, Deidara and Sasori. Fuchuo Jinchuriki, Hidan and Kakuzu. 3 tails, Jinchuriki 4th Mizukage has died, and is now reborn in the wild, responsible for the catcher Kisame Kazu. 4 tails Jinchuriki, Orochimaru and Alfie. After Pen finished speaking, he continued to be indifferent. Besides, after the capture is successful, you can continue to capture other tail beasts. The only exception is 9 tails. Everyone looked at Pain. Orochimaru smiled and asked, oh, what should 9 tails Jinchuriki do? Pain was indifferent. I will capture it myself. Everyone was shocked. On the one hand, it is Rinnegan of Sage of 6 Paths, the man with the eyes of God in the legend. On the other hand, he is the man who beat the 4 great nations alone and pushed Konoha village to the pinnacle of the entire ninja world. Are these 2 people finally going to meet? After all, who wins and who loses? Everyone knows it well. This time the 9 tails capture battle is no different from Pen vs. Uchiha Qianyu's battle of the strongest. For a while, even the people of Akatsuki group were very much looking forward to it. A few days later, there was news that Jinchuriki, the second tail of the Thunder Country, was captured by a mysterious organization. Qianyu's heart moved, and he knew immediately. Akatsuki's action has begun. He immediately ordered to strengthen the guard around Konoha village. As soon as Pen shows up, immediately inform yourself. And his own heart network can cover almost the entire Konoha village area, and he can fully predict the arrival of Pain. Finally, 7 days later, Pen 6 Paths, along with Konan, appeared on the edge of Konoha village. Very good, Konan, capturing 9 tails this time, not only to implement our plan, but more importantly. Let the world feel pain from now on. Konan frowned and said, what are you going to do? Nowadays, although there are successive wars between countries, it is still unable to learn the lesson. The peace treaty is signed today, and it will be torn up again tomorrow, and the war will start again. The only way is to let them see the power that truly belongs to God. Let the world perceive the pain of war so that he can grow up as soon as possible and know the value of peace. Konan was silent for a long time, and finally nodded. But, your body, it doesn't matter, our plan is far more important than my own. All right, Konan nodded. Let's go, from now on. Let the world feel pain. However, the 2 of them just took a few steps. Suddenly, a figure appeared in front of them. Pain and Konan were taken aback. The 2 did not feel anyone's breath at all. You are the 4th Hokage of Konoha village. Uchiha Qianyu. The person here is Qianyu. Pen and Konan, it can be said that they have not yet succeeded in their careers, and they have been discovered before entering Konoha village. This made all their plans vanish in an instant. However, Pain immediately calmed down. Is it? This battle is inevitable anyway. If you want to take 9 tails Jinchuriki, you must fight with you. In that case, bring it on. Let the world. Qianyu sneered slightly. Feel the pain. You guy in form too, don't you even know that someone has taken advantage of it? Pain's face changed instantly. Stupid mortal. You just look at the world from a human perspective, and I have grown, transformed, and evolved into God. Qianyu shook his head and sighed. Well, today I will let you the so-called God. First feel what pain is. Chapter 89. Advertise here. Pain snorted coldly. Very well, since that's the case, then there is only war. Snapped. Pen 6 Paths immediately divided into 2 directions, ready to go to war. But Konan was away from the battlefield in an instant. Obviously, even she did not dare to participate in a war of this scale. Qianyu saw her heading away, probably to the place where Pen's body was. Pen 6 Paths was manipulated by Chakra, Nagato's black rod. Of course Qianyu knew all the information. And this kind of manipulation, the distance cannot be too far. So the body of Nagato must be nearby. So, he allowed Conan to leave, but he was observing her whereabouts secretly with a net of heart. And at this moment, Beast Dao put his hands together. Snapped. Summoning. Amplify Hellhound. In an instant, a huge three-headed hound suddenly emerged out of thin air, and rushed toward Qianyu first. Bite down fiercely. Do you want to deal with me with this kind of vulture skill? Qianyu sneered, and the pupil of his left eye instantly turned into Mangekyo Sharingan. Pudu Yuhun. Rumble. A terrifying black thunder fire burst out instantly. Directly hit the Hell Dog. Wow. The Hellhound screamed violently, and his whole body was split into two pieces in an instant. He is going to split again, but Qianyu's Budu Yuhun technique can invade cells infinitely, kill all signs of life, and never stop without death. So, even if it splits up, the Hellhound is still burned out by the Black Thunder. Seeing his proud summoning beast amplify Hellhound, it instantly turned into coke and dust, and even Pain couldn't help but change his face slightly. Summoning. Yada bird. Tweeted. A sharp chirping sound came in an instant, and a strange bird with a huge beak appeared in the sky. In the next moment, he slammed towards Qianyu fiercely. Court Death. Qianyu glanced at it, and a black thunder struck down again in an instant. The Yada strange bird screamed instantly and turned into fly ash again. At the same time, five-finger missile, Pen of Shira Road stretched out his finger instantly. Among the 5 fingers, there were countless missiles. Bombarded towards Qianyu, Qianyu suddenly stretched out his hand. Susanoo. Yada mirror. Boom. All the missiles hit the Yada mirror, and the earth exploded instantly. However, it didn't hurt Qianyu at all. With a bang, Qianyu has teleported to the side of the weakest human world. Die. Qianyu blasted out with a black thunder. At this moment, Shen Luo Tianzheng. Boom. The boss of Pen's 6 Paths, Tiandao finally made a move. A wave of arms. A terrifying repulsion is overwhelming. In an instant, the earth churned, the rocks splashed, and the whole world was overturned in an instant. Boom. Qianyu was also instantly knocked out by this huge force. Interesting. However, as soon as he landed, he smiled and teleported back again. Boom. The world had no time to escape, and was immediately bombarded into scum. Physique Secrets. 8 Inner Gates Formation. Tiandao Pain can't help but frown. After the opponent took his own blow, Shenluo Tianzheng, he was unscathed. Moreover, immediately teleported back again, not afraid of his own Shenluo Tianzheng attacking again. Could it be? He already knew that Shenluo Tianzheng had a 5-second cooling time. Of course Qianyu knew. Therefore, he first killed the weakest human realm first. The human world mainly interrogates and extracts human souls, and is a good hand in charge of investigation. However, the combat effectiveness is really average. After solving the human world, he immediately teleported in the other direction. Hell Road. Hell Road is a core of the 6 penons. Although the body does not have too high combat effectiveness, it is responsible for the work of recreating pain. If you don't defeat him, other pain will only be continuously created. Heavenly Pain was taken aback. The other party's familiarity with Pen's 6 Paths made him feel terrible. Kill the human realm first, then the hell realm. Could it be that he has fully understood all the mysteries of Pen's 6 Paths? However, he can't allow the way of hell to be destroyed. Otherwise, it means that all damage to Pen's 6 Paths will be difficult to recover. Universal Pull. Tian Dao suddenly stretched out his hand. A powerful and terrifying suction burst out in an instant. As soon as Qianyu landed, this suction force sucked him in. Sura Dao. Sawtooth penetrates. At the same time, Shira Dao summoned a huge sawtooth, penetrating towards Qianyu's body. Boom. Qianyu, who could not be avoided, was penetrated by the hole in an instant. But is that so? Tiandao snorted softly. However, Qianyu smiled slightly. The whole body turned into lightning. Lightning-style clone. No, it's not. Under his Rinnegan, you can see that it is not Qianyu's clone, but the body. However, he can turn his body into thunder and lightning. This kind of physical defense can naturally be completely immune. Pain couldn't help frowning. Can the body turn into a lightning hollow, immune to physical attacks? This is a bit difficult. But, is the thunder attribute secret technique? Pen 6 Paths knows all the attributes of ninjutsu. So there is almost no ninjutsu that they don't know. Snapped. The remaining 5 penons actually performed ninjutsu at the same time. Wind style. Gale palm. Boom. In an instant, the whole earth was blown apart. Torn apart. And Qianyu's body in the middle was instantly cut and slashed by 5 gale blades. Rumble. Rumble. For a while, it seemed that it began to blur. Diaresis. Wind style. It does have some effect, but... Qianyu smiled slightly. Thor. Susanoo. Boom. A huge Susanoo has finally come to the world. A huge black thunder gun appeared in his hand, and his other hand was holding the strongest physical defense Yada mirror. Oh, Mangekyo Sharingan of the Uchiha clan, Susanoo. Sure enough. Pain couldn't help but exclaimed. Sura Dao. Weird bullets and fire arrows. Beast Road. Huge centipede. Heaven. Shenluo Tianzheng. Rumble. 3 Pain. At the same time, a terrifying power erupted. In an instant, with the help of the terrifying power of the Shenluo Tianzheng, the huge centipede, the strange bullet and the fire arrow broke out at the same time. Bombarded towards Qianyu's Susanoo. Yada mirror. Boom. Qianyu resisted the bombardment of centipedes and shells, but Susanoo was also shaken slightly. What's more terrifying is that the ensuing Shenluo Tianzheng peeled off Susanoo's external structure by one layer in an instant. Susanoo's coat gradually peeled off, yes. Then came the flesh and blood, the veins, and even the bones inside. Is equivalent to retreat from the second form directly to the first form. Qianyu frowned slightly. You were the first to cause such a big damage to Susanoo. As expected of you, Pen 6 Paths. Tiandao frowned slightly. You actually know our name. Qianyu smiled slightly. It's more than that. Boom. He had already teleported behind the Hell Road at the moment when the heavenly Tao was slightly different from the god. Boom. With a punch, Hell Road was instantly torn apart. Completely broken. Tiandao finally changed its color. The fragmentation of Hell Road means that Pen, who has been lost, will not be able to replenish the towel in this battle. One less is one. Lost his biggest whole card. He finally couldn't help being furious. Uchiha Qianyu. You dare to obstruct God's will. Accept God's sanction. Qianyu smiled slightly. Coincidentally, I want you to accept it. God's sanctions. Chapter 90. Advertise here. Boom. Qianyu displayed his own thunder fruit, a god's sanction against 100% development progress. Rumble. The terrifying thunder shot out in an instant. Pain sneered. Hungry Keto. Boom. A figure appeared in front of him instantly. Feng Shu sucks the mark. Hungry, Keto suddenly stretched out his hands and performed his strongest secret technique. Sealing technique sucks the mark. Can absorb all ninjutsu and chakra's terrifying moves. Even Uzumaki Naruto's wind-style spiral shuriken can be swallowed completely. However, Qianyu sneered slightly. This trick. Unfortunately. Boom. Hungry, Keto didn't swallow chakra at all. Instead, half of his body was directly blasted to pieces. What? Tiandao couldn't help being stunned. Difficult, can it be said, isn't that lightning-style chakra? Qianyu smiled slightly. You are right. The divine sanction he used was basically Thunder Fruit's ability. It is totally different from the real chakra. Therefore, Hungry Keto's sealing technique cannot cause any loss to him at all. For a moment, Pen 6 Paths. The human world. Hell Road. Hungry Keto. All killed by Qianyu. There are only 3 left in 6 paths. Pain couldn't help taking a deep breath. After playing, he had never encountered such a powerful enemy. Often only with Pain's Way of Heaven, the enemy can't resist it at all. Lost 3 penance. That is simply a myth. However, until now, Pain still doesn't think he will have the possibility of failure. Even if there are only 3 Pains. Also invincible in the entire ninja world. Snapped. The 3 pens stood in 3 directions in an instant. Summoning. Hellhound. Summoning. Giant Rhino. Summoning. Yada Bird. Summoning. A huge bullfight. Summoning. Hell Crab. In an instant, Beast Dao has already produced numerous summoning beasts. Each of these summoning beasts has a huge body and terrifying combat power. Even, enough to suppress any Jonin. All summoning beasts are coming towards Qianyu. Qianyu sneered, and Susanoo became complete again in an instant. Even, directly evolve into the 3rd form. Wutiango armor form. Wutiangu's armor covered his entire body, and the thunder spear instantly doubled its length. And Yada mirror is directly transformed into a huge tens of meters. Intense. Rumble. The Yada bird and the giant rhino, who were the first to impact, were immediately hit by the Yada mirror and flew back. And the thunder spear in Qianyu Susanoo's hand directly blasted out. Spur down. Boom. A huge bullfight was pierced. Turned into coke. And the Fudu Yuhun in the left eye shot out instantly, turning the Yada bird into coke again. But in the meanwhile, Sura Dao. Head laser cannon. Sura Road. Missile tracking. Boom. A huge laser cannon shot at Susanoo instantly. At the same time, the missiles that can track the human body also burst out at the same time. Qianyu raised his arm. Discharge. With a bang, it collided with the laser cannon violently, cancelled each other out, and blasted the earth into a huge deep pit. As for the tracking missile, it was violently resisted by Yada mirror, and it burst onto the ground. At this moment, the way of heaven is already close at hand. Boom. He seems to be as fast as lightning. Dodge to bully. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Boom. The terrifying roar broke out again. The power is 10 times, dozens of times more powerful. Rumble. Susanoo was blasted and flew backwards. One after another majestic chakra, instantly danced towards the rear. Susanoo seems to be crumbling. However, a slight smile appeared at the corner of Qianyu's mouth. Tiandao suddenly gave birth to an extremely dangerous warning sign. Gao Tianyuan. Qianyu actually teleported behind Pain. At the same time, a terrifying force burst out. Day Tiger. Roar. The terrifying physical power turned into a fierce tiger, slamming toward Pain fiercely. Boom. The body of Heavenly Tao was directly blasted out, flying hundreds of meters away, and hitting the cliffs. And Susanoo, indeed, collapsed at this moment. Qianyu used the other party to devote all his attention to the moment of destroying Susanoo. A teleport directly severely damaged the body of Pain Heavenly Tao. And then, Wan Lei, Qianyu raised his arm. A terrifying thunder fell into the world instantly from above the sky. Rumble, rumble, countless summoning beasts were struck by lightning and screamed continuously, one by one, either turned into coke, or when the situation was not good, they disappeared directly in the local area and did not dare to stay. The Beast Dao and Shira Dao were also struck down by thunder and lightning at the same time. Especially the Asura Dao, as if a series of transforming machines in the body were destroyed by thunder and lightning. Boom. Pain rushed out of the cliff. But he did not rush towards Qianyu, but flew up to the sky. Qianyu frowned slightly. Are you coming? At this time, thump, thump, the only remaining Shira Dao and Beast Dao suddenly collapsed to the ground at the same time. Qianyu knew that it was the chakra that Pen's Heavenly Dao swallowed up all the other Dao. All concentrated on his body. To use that trick. Overtake. Shenluo Tianzheng, Uchiha Qianyu. You are the biggest force in the entire ninja world today, Hokage of Konoha village. However, can you tell me what peace is? Qianyu smiled slightly. Then do you know what peace is? Pain said indifferently. Peace is nothing but a false illusion. It's a short pause between the two wars. As long as the ninja continues to exist, this world will not avoid war. Even if I am a god, it is impossible to prevent the occurrence of war. All I can do is make this world feel the pain of war. Learn to grow in great pain. Let the world in pain, and gradually understand the value of peace. This is my philosophy. Qianyu sneered and said, Pain, your starting point may be good, but it's too naive. Don't say that you can't succeed. Even if you succeed, you can eliminate war by relying on the mutual deterrence of various countries and people's fear of war. Innocent. As Hokage, I dare not say that I understand what true peace is. But, if you can protect your family, protect your village, and then step by step, there may be peace. I don't have the arrogant naivety that makes the whole world peaceful. But, as long as I am strong enough, as long as Konoha village is strong enough, I can let my relatives, my friends, and my village live in peace forever. This is my peace philosophy as Hokage. If you want to destroy, there is only one dead end. Pain sighed. It seems that you and mine have different ideas. In that case, Konoha village will be destroyed. Accept the pain. Know the pain. Experience the pain. Feel the pain. People who don't understand pain won't understand what is true peace. Start from here, let the world feel pain. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Chapter 91. Advertise here. At this moment, the entire Konoha village saw the figure staying on the sky. It seems to have the power to crush the entire village. And oppression. Pain. He calls himself a god, although he is a second-degree second, but his powerful strength is beyond the imagination of ordinary ninjas. What's wrong? That's the enemy. What a horrible breath. It's like a demon-like sense of oppression. The foreheads of all the ninjas were exuding cold sweat. The civilians of Konoha village felt the unprecedented horror. An enemy attack. Ready to meet the enemy. The entire Konoha village, when seeing this figure, was instantly chaotic. At this moment, everyone heard what Pain said. From now on, let the world feel pain. Everyone can see. He is going to zoom in. Moreover, it will inevitably be the kind of big move that destroys the world. For a time, everyone was frightened. However, at this moment, a figure suddenly appeared behind Pen Tiandao. That's Master Hokage. It's Master Hokage. Master Hokage is fighting the enemy. Now it's all right. Saved. The village can be safe and sound. Long live Hokage-sama. Pen just opened his hands, intending to launch the super god Luo Tianzheng. Suddenly, a figure suddenly appeared behind him. Pain was taken aback. You, Qianyu sneered. With me, can you still destroy Konoha village? Dream. In the pupil of his right eye, the red Mangekyo Sharingan is shining slightly. Gao Tianyuan. In an instant, he teleported behind Pen, and in the next instant, he directly brought Pen and himself together. Teleported to the ground. Pull back to the battlefield. What? Pain's super god Luo Tianzheng was immediately destroyed by Qianyu before it was activated. You. Qianyu sneered. Pain, it's better for you to feel the pain yourself. Toward the peacock. Rumble. Qianyu's fists. At the moment the two had just landed, even Pen hadn't even reacted to it, and suddenly exploded. Boom. 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 Half of Pen's body was directly shattered. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Boom. At this time, Pen had time to launch Shen Luo Tianzheng and knocked Qianyu away. But because of the reaction force, he himself made a loud noise and flew back. Pain was panting, furious. Unexpectedly, he was beaten into this look by the other party. Pen 6 paths, only Tiandao himself is left. And Tiandao's own body was also damaged. Uchiha Qianyu. It seems that you must be dealt with first before Nine Tails can be captured. In that case, I will really show you the power of God. Snapped. Pen Tiandao, his hands suddenly joined together. Overtake. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Boom. A force that was 1,000 times more terrifying than before, burst out. This kind of power comparable to God's shot at Qianyu alone in an instant. It is equivalent to the power that can destroy the entire Konoha village, now it is only used to deal with Qianyu alone. One can imagine its horror. However, Qianyu didn't change his face and snorted coldly. Wood style. Wooden golem jutsu. Thor. Susanoo. Rumble. A huge wooden golem rose instantly, reaching a height of hundreds of meters. It's amazing. Possess endless coercion and momentum. However, after that, there is also a huge Susanoo shining with the power of thunder, directly on the body of wooden golem jutsu. At this moment, Qianyu merged his most powerful wood style with Susanoo, his most powerful Mangekyo Sharingan ability. It turned into a huge wooden golem covering the sky and the sun, covering the entire Susanoo. Fusion of the two, wood style provides almost unlimited chakra and power. And Susanoo provides more protection for wooden golem jutsu. At the same time, wood style, wood expulsion jutsu. Susanoo, Yada mirror. Qianyu's two great defensive skills were activated at the same time. Boom. The terrifying super god Luo Tianzheng suddenly burst out against Qianyu. In an instant, it was destroyed. The whole earth has been turned upside down. The forest outside Konoha village was all lifted up in an instant, turning into tree trunks and sawdust all over the sky. Within a radius of more than 10 kilometers, the entire terrain was completely changed. There is a mess in the sky and the earth, comparable to Nine Tails' tailed beast bomb. The power of the super god Luo Tianzheng is fully revealed at this moment. However, boom, the super god Luo Tianzheng, who suddenly struck, slammed into wood-style wooden golem Susanoo. Find flowers. Wood expulsion jutsu. Yada mirror. The two peerless defenses actually blocked the huge impact. What? Pen Tiandao attacked fiercely and slapped the wooden golem with one palm. Boom. However, Qianyu's defense is impeccable. It can't be broken at all. As a result, the offensive between the two has become a competition between who has more power and who has more chakra. In this regard, Qianyu has the advantage. Boom. Qianyu doesn't move. Pain Heavenly Dao was knocked down and flew back by his own super god Luo Tianzheng. In an instant, it flew backwards a kilometer away. Boom. His whole body burst into the cliff, rumbling. 0. The entire cliff collapsed suddenly. Turned into ruins. Impossible. My god Luo Tianzheng was actually blocked. There can never be such a power. Qianyu sneered slightly, the huge wooden golem colossus, revealing his terrifying figure from the dust. He now owns 70% of the first-generation Sage body templates. It is equivalent to having 70% of the chakra amount of first Hokage. In today's world, among all the surviving people, no one can compete with him. In addition, he is both Grandmaster Wood Style and Mangekyo Sharingan. Under the combination of the two, Wooden Golem Jutsu and Susanoo are fused together, and it is impossible to break. Qianyu sighed slightly. Unfortunately, I still haven't learned first Hokage's Sage mode. If you turn on Sage mode, it can really be like the legend. Suzuo Dao Buddha. Destroy the four kingdoms by one person. Today's Suzuo set Wooden Golem Jutsu, although it is enough to fight Pen, but after all, it almost means. Pain soared up from the cliff. He started to flee in an instant. Huh, want to escape? No, I want to. Launch that trick. Qianyu sneered. Although he knew what Pain was thinking, he didn't care at all. Immediately chase away. Turning a few mountain roads and rivers, Qianyu had already seen the traces of Pain's heavenly path clearly. Even his next move is clearly calculated. Hidden place. Pen Tiandao snapped his hands together. Resorted to his most powerful move. Snapped. Planetary devastation. Chapter 92. Advertise here. For a moment, the whole earth began to tremble. Within a radius of tens of kilometers, all mountains, rivers, and the earth began to tremble. The power of terror can change the world. It is Pain's strongest move. Planetary devastation. Back then, Sage of Six Paths used this trick to seal the legendary Ten Tails inside, which is now the moon. Pain's use of this trick, although not half a point as Sage of Six Paths, is powerful enough to shock the entire ninja world. Is it finally here? The last killer. Qianyu instantly felt that his body, along with the ground under his feet, began to be sucked up by a terrifying suction. Involuntary, hard to resist. It seems that there is a terrifying black hole in the center of that technique. Swallowing everything. Once swallowed, you can never see the sky again. Qianyu instantly followed a whole piece of rock and was directly sucked into the air. Is this the power of planetary devastation? Qianyu smiled slightly. But it was not half panicked. Pain Tiandao walked out of the secret place. This trick was originally used to seal Nine Tails Jinchuriki, but it seems that I can't deal with you first, and there will be no chance to catch Nine Tails. Anyway, in this way, Hokage of Konoha village will be defeated. Qianyu was in the air, but sneered. Pain, you are too confident. Snapped. Qianyu snapped his hands together. Mangekyo Sharingan, Susanoo, Uchiha Qianyu. Rumble. A huge Susanoo appeared instantaneously, and 3 Uchiha Qianyu appeared instantaneously between his arms. Wood style. Wood dragon technique. Rumble. A huge wooden dragon hovered out, spreading its teeth and dancing claws, and raged towards the sky. Thunder fruit. 200 million volts. Lei Ying. Rumble. A huge black ball of lightning instantly appeared on the sky, bursting with endless lightning and thunder, as if it could destroy the world. Fire style. Extinguish the fire. An overwhelming fire style instantly filled the void. Physique profound meaning. 8 inner gates formation. 7th gate opened. Day tiger. Rumble. A huge air of terror, turned into a tiger-like cannonball, burst out. For a moment, Yasaka Chong Guyu. Mulong technique. Lei Ying. The fire is extinguished. Day tiger. All the power of Qianyu is fully revealed at this moment. Above the sky, a strange and terrifying scene appeared. Yasaka Chongu burst into a burst. Mulong technique opens his teeth and dances his claws. Lei Ying turned into a huge black ball lightning. The fire is extinguished, but the flames cover the sky. The power of the day tiger is enough to make the sky and the earth torn apart. 5 horror moves burst out in an instant. Boom. For a moment, all moves are attracted by planetary devastation at the same time. In the same instant, at the core element point, a sudden explosion. That kind of explosion, it's beyond imagination, beyond the limit. Rumble. The terrifying repulsion suddenly broke out. In an instant, all the gravitational forces of planetary devastation were cancelled. Even counterattack. What? Pain Tiandao suddenly raised his arm, blocking the power and air waves from the horror. Unexpectedly destroy planetary devastation. Impossible. Pain Tiandao's expression finally collapsed. He, who has always been indifferent, has completely lost his sanity at this moment. Qianyu gently landed on the ground from above the sky. Planetary devastation. But that's all. At this moment, Pen has continuously launched Super God Luo Tianzhong and planetary devastation, and chakra is nearly exhausted. He was gasping for breath. However, these chakra-exhausted crises could not keep up with the shock in his heart. I originally thought that I was the god who descended on the entire ninja world. However, this is truly the first battle in the shinobi world. Challenge Hokage Uchiha Qianyu of Konoha village. But it has become his own ending battle. Pain couldn't imagine it. Uchiha Qianyu. Pen roared and launched the final offensive towards Qianyu. Shen Luo Tianzhong. Qianyu smiled slightly. On one's last legs. Boom. In Qianyu's arm of Susanoo, Yata mirror suddenly appeared. Rumble. Pen was instantly knocked down by the backlash and flew back. The current you are simply lingering. Pain, your strength is too weak. Qianyu teleported and came to Pen in an instant. Subsequently, boom. Cut your heart with one hand. The power of thunder instantly penetrated directly from behind him. Pain stared at his body blankly. A huge hole appeared in the heart. Then, the terrifying black thunder and blaze burst out in an instant. Not long after, half of his body has been turned into coke. Uchiha Qianyu, I admit that I lost to you. But, I will make a comeback. My belief will not change. Qianyu shook his head slightly. He is not Uzumaki Naruto, and he doesn't need to use any mouth to escape. Rumble. In an instant, Pen Tiandao's body was torn apart and completely turned into coke. When blown by the wind, it scattered instantly and turned into dust. Pen 6 paths. So far, all gone. However. Of course Qianyu knew that Pen 6 paths was just a puppet manipulated by Nagato. And his body. Qianyu smiled slightly. He had already found the two of them based on the direction of Conan's departure, relying on the ability of the heart network. It was in a hill not far from Konoha. Boom. He immediately flew in the direction there. But in a moment, already close to the destination. Now, on a hill not far from Konoha, among a seemingly ordinary tree. Nagato, are you okay? Conan frowned and asked with concern. Nagato spat out a large mouthful of blood. Miscalculated. Unexpectedly, the Hokage of Konoha village, Uchiha Qianyu, is so powerful. Even if I do it myself, I am not an opponent at all. Conan nodded. It deserves to have suppressed the men of the 4 big countries by oneself. We really underestimated him. However, you have reached your limit now, so we'd better retreat temporarily. Nagato was silent for a moment. Still nodded. Conan breathed a sigh of relief, and was about to take Nagato away with him. Suddenly, there is chakra coming in a hurry. It's Uchiha Qianyu. Conan was suddenly stunned. He can actually perceive the hiding technique of you and me. It's not good now. Conan knows that Uchiha Qianyu, who can even defeat Pen 6 paths, is definitely not himself, and he can fight against the dying Nagato now. However, the opponent's speed is as fast as lightning. Moreover, it is getting closer and closer. Just at this critical moment. Did you fail to catch the tail beast? Sure enough, it's Uchiha Qianyu again. The void was distorted, and a figure appeared among the big trees. Conan breathed a sigh of relief. It's the mysterious masked man who calls himself Uchiha Madara. Is he going to chase? It seems that I can only retreat temporarily. The mysterious masked man placed both hands on the bodies of Conan and Nagato at the same time. For a moment, the 3 figures disappeared into the void. Qianyu frowned. Is it Uchiha Obito again? This person is like a cockroach. Although he is not very strong, he beats immune to death and destroys his own affairs all the time. He came to the front of the big tree that was created by the divine paper technique, which could be fake and real. With a light stroke, the trunk of the big tree was stripped away. But it was empty inside. People go to the floor to be empty. Qianyu sneered. It seems that it is time to declare war on the entire Shao organization. Chapter 93. Advertise here. Why does Akatsuki feel mysterious and powerful? The main reason is that their abilities are too special. Are the members of Akatsuki really stronger than the shadows of other countries? Absolutely not. However, if you don't know the information, such as Hidan's immortal body, his death division is based on the blood technique, which can kill any unknowing master in seconds. However, once it is known, a cracking method can be worked out against him. Then even a ninja in Konoha village who is not good at fighting can successfully kill him. To put it bluntly, the shadows of various countries have basically the ability to escape from various attributes, plus the blood inheritance limit, and even the blood inheritance elimination. Belongs to the more orthodox type of ninja. However, Akatsuki had all unique and terrifying abilities. And the more so, the more the importance of intelligence is reflected. Qianyu knows the information of all Akatsuki members. Therefore, in his eyes, the Akatsuki organization is still worthy of vigilance, but there is nothing terrifying. Qianyu told all his confidants the secrets of all Akatsuki members of his master. Then, based on their respective secrets, a countermeasure was analyzed. Just in case. 24 And at the moment, Nagato and Konan rescued by the mysterious masked man. Uchiha Qianyu, this man. Too powerful. The mysterious masked man also nodded. Yes, I didn't expect that even you, who owns Rinnegan, would be defeated by him. Nagato was silent for a long time. If we can't kill this man first, I'm afraid our plan will never succeed. Well, but what should I do? Nagato also fell into silence. In his eyes, the entire ninja realm should not have a higher combat power than himself. Even Hanzo of the Salamander, known as a demigod, died in his own hands. Even if he lost to Uchiha Qianyu, who could kill him? The mysterious masked man sighed. I originally put bow on your body, but I didn't expect even you to lose. Then, there are only two ways to kill that man. What way? First, Shao organized a group of people to dispatch together. Join forces to kill him. Nagato thought for a moment, then shook his head. I'm afraid this is unrealistic, not to mention that the Shao organization is not monolithic. Can everyone really work together, even if they can, but the other party is not alone? The mysterious masked man also sighed. Not bad. As the Hokage of Konoha village, he has the same talents. As long as the order is given, it will become a melee, and then we may not really be able to win. Nagato said. The second way is. Mysterious masked male said. Aren't you, did you recruit Orochimaru from Konoha village into the organization? Nagato's heart moved. You mean, the forbidden technique that Orochimaru is familiar with? Impure world reincarnation. Good, I see. However, it is still important to seal the tail beast first. The mysterious masked man couldn't help showing a sneer. Seal the tail beast. Nagato, you really think that Akatsuki's goal is to make tail beast weapons in exchange for what you call peace? Really, naive enough. However, he still needs Nagato's power now, so he didn't say anything. Good. Soon, 10 figures of Akatsuki's organization appeared on the 10 fingers of Geto statue. What was the result of this arrest? Deidara laughed and said, one-tail Jinchuriki, the capture is over. Hidan also said, it's the same with the second tail. 3 tails also caught it. Kisame smiled. Orochimaru also gave a grimace. 4 tails caught it too. Nagato nodded and said, very good. Although 9 tails failed to capture, these 4-tail beasts can still be sealed first. As a result, everyone in the Akatsuki organization began to activate the Magic Dragon 9 seals. It takes a long time to seal all the 4-tail beasts. Moreover, 10 powerful ninjas are required to succeed. This is one of the reasons why Nagato had to recruit members. It often takes several days to seal a tail beast. Not to mention 4. As a result, time gradually passed. At the same time, as Hokage, Qianyu received a request for help from the Kingdom of Wind. One-tail Jinchuriki Gaara of the Kingdom of Wind was abducted by an unknown organization. The Kingdom of Wind requests the support of the Kingdom of Fire. Qianyu then called the crowd to discuss. Does this country of wind still have the face to ask for help? Have they forgotten what happened in the past wars of betraying our faith and betraying Konoha? The fierce ninjas shouted angrily. Naruto smiled and said, one time and another time. Between the two countries, where there is any love, hatred, it's just a calculation of interest. Master Hokage, I don't know what you think. Qianyu's heart moved. He didn't intend to support it. But, ding dong. Refresh the sign in location of the system. The next sign in time, 3 days later. Sign in location, the country of wind, Sunagakur. Lu Ju makes sense. At this moment and then, when we ask for help as our vassal country, if we ignore it, it will damage Konoha's prestige. And, it was the Akatsuki organization who took Jinchuriki. If their power is allowed to expand, one day they will threaten the safety of Konoha village. This is the top priority. Lu Ju nodded and said, yes. Although they don't know the purpose of catching the tail beasts, there is no doubt that they are definitely not trying to do good things. If they are allowed to gather all the tail beasts, I am afraid the entire ninja world will be in danger of extinction. So, I also support a war against them. Everyone nodded after listening. Qianyu smiled and said, okay, this time, I'll be dispatched by myself. Lu Ju, I beg you for the time being about Konoha village. Yes. Qianyu led Hitaki Kakashi and Might Guy to the Kingdom of Wind. 3 days later, after arriving in the Kingdom of Wind, Baki served as the temporary agent of the Kingdom of Wind and received 3 people. He immediately explained the situation before. It's nothing more than the village was directly breached, and Gaara, who was the power of one tail, was directly taken away. For a big country, this is simply a shame. Driven by foreign enemies, even the most important weapon, Jinchuriki, was captured alive. However, Qianyu sneered slightly. In the original game, Gaara has already had a certain amount of combat power, but he is still captured alive by Deidara in Sunagaku. What's more, he is now. Gaara today is only 7 or 8 years old. I beg Hokage-sama, Gaara must be rescued. Headed by Baki, all the ninjas of the Kingdom of Wind knelt to the ground. It can be said that one-tail Jinchuriki Gaara is their last hope. Feng Ying is dead, and Ebizo, the 2 great advisors, are both old again. Gaara, Conqueror, and Tamari are all amazingly talented, but they are too young after all. Today's Kingdom of Wind is extremely decayed. Qianyu glanced at Tamari and Conqueror who were also kneeling on the ground. You two, do you want me to bring one tail back, or? Tamari and Conqueror looked at each other. No, I beg Master Hokage to bring our younger brother back. Qianyu smiled slightly. You still have a human touch. Very well, I'll take this busy. The many ninjas in the Kingdom of Wind are overjoyed. And at this moment, ding dong, the long-lost sign in sound of the system finally rang at the right time. Qianyu's heart moved. This time, I don't know what kind of rewards he can get. Chapter 94. Advertise here. Congratulations to host for signing into the Kingdom of Wind, Sunagaku. Get rewards as follows. The development progress of Mangekyo Sharingan has increased by 10%, and the current progress is 70%. The power of Pudu Yuhun has increased. Gao Tianyuan's number of teleports has been increased to 8 times. The interval is reduced to 10 seconds. Susanoo evolved into the 4th form. Status improved. Power increase. The first generation Sage Body template progress has been increased by 10%, and the current progress is 80%. Get the first Hokage Sage Mode template. The current progress is 30%. Get Shanshu. Sage Art Myojin Gate. Sage Art Wood Style Shinsu Senju. Sage Art Top of the Buddha. Obtain the summoning technique, 5 Rashomon. Upon seeing this, Qianyu was overjoyed. Finally got the real Sage Mode. Moreover, it is Sage Mode of first Hokage. There are also many Sage Modes in this world. Of course, the most core of them is the magic of the 3 holy places. Ryachi Cave, Wet Bone Forest, Mount Myoboku. They are inherited by Orochimaru, Tsunade and Jiraiya. Of course, Orochimaru did not obtain the true complete celestial art, which was later completed by his disciple Yakushi Kabuto. However, Orochimaru's development of the curse seal itself is also a kind of Sage Mode. It can be said that it is a simplified version of Sage Mode. Certainly. Above this, there is a Supreme Sage Mode. That is the Sage of 6 Paths mode. This can only be used by Sage of 6 Paths and Uzumaki Naruto, who has inherited the power of Sage of 6 Paths. However, in addition to this, there is a Sage Mode. Of course it is Sage Mode of first Hokage Senju Hashirama. His Sage Mode did not clearly indicate which holy place it came from. Although there is speculation that it comes from the Wet Bone Forest, it is not complete. Qianyu himself believes that Senju Hashirama's Sage Mode is actually a success in his own practice. After all, his wood-style secret technique was originally the closest to natural energy, and from this, he was further exposed to immortality and successfully practiced in one fell swoop. For first Hokage, it is definitely not difficult. And how terrible is his Sage Mode? Instant. Use natural energy to greatly increase physical activity to increase agility and defense. At the same time, natural energy can be used to increase physical attack range and perception. Use natural energy to create chakra, so that the power of your own ninjutsu, physique, illusion, etc. has been greatly improved. Senju Hashirama, also taking this in his own sage body, combined with the two, can be called an infinite chakra. And the resilience is amazing, it can be called immortal. Even in the 4th Ninja War, Uchiha Madara is fused with Senju Hashirama's cells, and Senju Hashirama's face will appear on his chest. Because, although Senju Hashirama is dead, the cell is still alive. And it is full of vitality and corrosiveness, it can't be suppressed at all. And now, Qianyu got first Hokage's Sage Mode template. And directly improved the progress to 30%. Wood style, merged with Sage Mode, gave birth to a new powerful move. Enough to suppress the Myojin Gate of 10 Tails. The 5-layer Rashomon that can defend Tailed Beast Bomb. Of course, Senju Hashirama's most powerful move. Sage Art Wood Style Shinsu Senju Top Up Buddha. This move is a terrifying move that can blow all the prestige Susanoo. Now, Qianyu is all the master. Moreover, Qianyu is the Uchiha clan who owns Mangekyo Sharingan. So, Qianyu couldn't help but smile. Now, he can finally perform that coveted mythical move. Suzuo Dao Buddha, how horrible this move is. It is hard for Qianyu himself to imagine. Leaving Sunagaku, Qianyu and Hitaki Kakashi, Might Guy went together to find Akatsuki's lair. Sharingan of Kakashi noticed the strangeness in an instant. Master Hokage, your power. It seems that it has suddenly risen a lot. Qianyu smiled slightly. As expected of Kakashi, his insight is still so sharp. Yes, the new power I gained is in the Battle of Akatsuki. Let's show it. Kakashi and Might Guy smiled slightly. That's too much to look forward to. Qianyu's heart network instantly covers the entire range of more than 10 kilometers. As the ninja of the Wind Country pointed out, the two Deidara went all the way in the direction of their departure. Soon, within half a day, Qianyu has discovered that there are signs of powerful chakra. Are you here? His heart moved slightly. In a hidden cave, there are more than a dozen powerful chakras that are soaring wildly. Even in any shinobu village, it would be difficult to gather so many masters in one place at the same time. It's the chakra who is sealing the tail beast. That trick, all 9 magic dragons. Moreover, they are actually entities. Qianyu knew immediately. Very well, so to speak. All the Akatsuki members are here. So, let Akatsuki see what the real horror is. Now, in a hidden cave, the work of sealing the tail beast has gradually come to an end. 4 tails, 3 tails, 2 tails, all have been sealed. 1 tail has also completed 70% to 80%. However, at this moment, diaresis, what's wrong, boss? Nagato's face changed. There are enemies. Deidara chuckled, enemy. If someone takes advantage of this time to attack the Akatsuki organization, that would be a blessing for Sanshung. We finally had all of us present. Even if it is the god of ninjas, the legendary first Hokage deity descends, I am afraid it is not easy to deal with, right? I have to say, Deidara thinks too much. But, there is nothing wrong with his thinking. All 10 Akatsuki members are present. Who dares to attack at this time? Unless it's crazy. However, Nagato's face was solemn. Don't underestimate the enemy. This familiar feeling is Hokage of Konoha village, Uchiha Qianyu. Suddenly, everyone's hearts were stunned. If there is another person who makes them feel jealous, there is no doubt that there is only this man. One person, is it good, defeated the 4 ninja villages. Even the man who killed all the leader of the Akatsuki organization penned 6 paths. Konoha village, 4th Hokage, Uchiha Qianyu. Kisame sneered, is it the man who killed the 7 ninja swords of the previous generation? It just so happens that I still want to get a big knife from Konoha village that has been greedy for a long time. Hidan dug his ears. No matter who it is, just kill it when it comes. Orochimaru sneered. You are too confident. Begging. This man, I'm afraid it's more terrifying than you think. Nagato also nodded. The seal continues. However, be ready to meet the enemy at any time. This man, no matter how cautious he is to deal with it, it is not an exaggeration. Anyone who is not careful, I am afraid that the entire Akatsuki organization will have to confess here, maybe. Everyone was shocked when he said this. Does this man really have such power? Against the entire Akatsuki organization alone. Chapter 95. Advertise here. At this time, seeing that the seal of one-tail Jinchuriki is about to be completed. Rumble. A series of terrifying chakra bursts in an instant. Yasaka Chonguyu. Careful. Nagato violently moved in his heart and stretched out his hands. Shen Luo Tianzhong. Rumble. Yasaka Chongu and Shinra Tianzhong collided instantly and exploded together. In an instant, the top of the entire cave exploded. The rubble fell and was quickly blasted into ruins. Everyone looked up and saw a figure standing proudly on the sky. It's Hokage of Konoha village, Uchiha Qianyu. Sure enough, it is him. Everyone was shocked. Boss, what should I do? Nagato sneered. You continue to seal first. I'll stop him. At this moment, Nagato has once again created a puppet again as the new Penwei. It's just that the loss of his friend Yahiko's body made him hate Qianyu. Boom. Qianyu fell down instantly, coming in front of the entire Akatsuki organization. He smiled slightly. It's really rare to see. The entire Akatsuki organization is full. Once in a lifetime. However, this is also just right. You can catch it all in one go. Nagato sneered and said, don't be ashamed of talking. Pen 6 paths. Snapped. He put his hands together and snapped. The new Pen 6 paths has appeared again. As long as the body is immortal, for him, Pen 6 paths can be manufactured again. And this time, his ontology is not really here. The image of Pain Tiandao used as the body of a ninja from Rain Shinobi village. Oh, the defeated man, do you want to do it again? Qianyu sneered. Susanoo. In an instant, the entire huge body appeared instantly. Susanoo. Moreover, it is the complete Susanoo who gave birth to the legs and feet of the lower body. This is the 4th form. The distance is complete, there is only a thin line. Rumble. The huge body is as powerful and domineering as a hill. And the thunder spear in his hand has also turned into a sturdy tree that is as tall as a towering tree, tens of meters long. This terrifying coercion immediately made all the members of the Akatsuki organization feel horrible. The strength has soared so much again. Pain couldn't help frowning. The last time Susanoo had no lower body at all. However, only a dozen days have passed. It turns out. Snapped. He snapped his hands together. Universal pull. Boom. A horrible suction force swallowed Susanoo's chakra crazily in an instant. As if to peel off the entire shell directly. Qianyu sneered. Fire style. Extinguish the fire. From the new novel group 712,205,071. 111111. This group updates daily novels. From the new novel group 712205071. Boom. An overwhelming horror flame danced out in an instant. With the help of the horrible suction power of universal pull, I came to pen 6 paths in an instant. Did you use the gravity of universal pull? Shen Luo Tianzheng. Boom. A repulsive force surged out, blasting all the flames that were about to engulf pen's 6 paths into flight. Disappear. Summoning. Hellhound. Summoning. Yada bird. 5-finger missile. Tracking missile. ... The rest of pen also started a crazy attack in an instant. Shira Road. Beast Road. The Human World. Hell Road. Hungry Keto. Let's go together. Qianyu violently swept the thunder spear in Susanoo's hand. With a bang, the thunder fire sweeps the heroes. In an instant, all summoning beasts, along with missiles, kunai, chakra, various escape methods, ninjutsu, and all were bombarded and flew, scattered back in all directions. Boom. All disappeared into the invisible. What? Pain was taken aback. His strength has skyrocketed again. Only the 4th form of Susanoo and the terrifying chakra are enough to suppress anyone. Even, no moves are needed at all. Qianyu smiled slightly. Bingo. It's really not difficult to deal with you. Boom. He jerked his hand up. God's sanctions. Moreover, it is the punishment of the gods of thunder fruit, mixed with the black thunder flames of Pudu Yuhun. From above the sky, fall into the world. Boom. Hungry Keto. Hungry, Keto immediately used the sealing technique to suck the seal. However, chakra, who can swallow the Pudu royal soul, cannot swallow the energy of thunder fruit. Boom. In an instant, the hungry Keto was directly bombarded into scum. At the same time, Wan Lei, Qianyu stretched out his hand again and waved. A series of terrifying black thunders descended from the sky. It is still the terrifying thunder with the Budu Yuhun attached. Pen 6 paths, you can share the perspective of 6 people, so there is no dead end at all. Unfortunately, in the face of Wan Lei's move, it spreads hundreds of meters to thousands of meters. There is nowhere to hide. Even sharing the field of vision is of no use. More than that, the other Akatsuki members can only temporarily stop the sealing technique, perform ninjutsu, and each show their supernatural powers to avoid. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Wind style. Great breakthrough. Lightning style. Pseudo darkness. The shield of Fei Liuhu. Water style. Water barrier. ... Suddenly, the entire cave was suddenly torn apart by the thunder bombardment, and completely turned into rubble. Fortunately, the members of the Akatsuki organization possessed unique skills, and they were able to survive this terrorist offensive. What happened to the one-tailed Jinchuriki seal? Deidara smiled slightly. Fortunately, at the last moment, the seal is complete. Very good. One-tailed Jinchuriki, Gaara's body, seemed to have lost all his life. Click. Fell to the ground. Pain said coldly. It seems that we have to fight together and kill Uchiha Qianyu first. Otherwise, no plan can be implemented. Good. His head should be worth a lot of money. Interesting. In an instant, all of the 10 members of Akatsuki's organization were chakra soaring. Crazy fighting spirit filled instantly. This is an unprecedented battle. Akatsuki organizes all members to play, but only to deal with one person. This is a myth, and the person who created this myth is named Uchiha Qianyu. Facing the full Akatsuki organization, he couldn't help but feel a little excitement in his heart. Very good. One person faces everyone in the Akatsuki organization. This battle will be full of enthusiasm and spread through the ages. In order to show respect for you, I also show my full strength. In the eyes of all the members of the Akatsuki organization, they saw a scene. Make them extremely shocked, unforgettable picture. Sage art. Wood style. Shin-Su Senju. Susanoo. Rumble, rumble. A terrifying wood-style Senju Buddha with a height of hundreds of meters. Suddenly born out of the void, descended into the world. At the same time, Susanoo, Qianyu's 4th form, suddenly covered the entire Senju Buddha. The legendary mythological skills, Suzuo Dao Buddha, finally came to the world. Face. The whole Akatsuki organization. Chapter 96. Advertise here. Qianyu finally used a move that only exists in the legend. Suzuo Dao Buddha also cast Senju Hashirama's Sage Art Wood Style Shinsu Senju. Mangekyo Sharingan from the Uchiha clan, Susanoo. Moreover, it is the complete reloading of the 4th form Susanoo. Suddenly, Susanoo is like a prestige, instantly covering the entire body of Shinsu Senju, forming a thick, sacred, and terrifying armor. And the entire Big Buddha, from the ordinary wood-style form, turned into a thunderbolt Buddha like the King Kong glaring. Senju Buddha, all covered Susanoo. Then, on the armor, the power of thunder was entangled. This state of horror, not to mention existence, or even imagination, has never appeared. Unprecedented. The many members of Akatsuki's organization were shocked and pale. Then, what is that? Even these people are not afraid of everything, they are all stunned when they see this scene. Pain couldn't help but his face changed drastically. Sage art wood style, plus Susanoo, and his lightning style secret technique, the terrifying moves formed after fusion. This is difficult. The terrifying thunder, sage art, wood style, and the power of Suzu, instantly descended like a god, oppressing everyone's nerves. Even these brave rebels couldn't help swallowing a mouthful of saliva. Hoshigaki Kisame smiled. It seems that this time, besides desperately, there is no doubt that he will die. Orochimaru also laughed. First Hokage's sage art plus wood style, and Uchiha's Susanoo. Interesting, really interesting. His previous research involved these two angles. Unfortunately, the results are not particularly obvious. Seeing Qianyu now, it is as if seeing a treasure. However, it is a murderous treasure. Pain knew that the matter was over, and there were only two ways to kill or be killed. Akatsuki. Kill. Good boss. It seems that it has to be so. Kill. Boom. Suddenly, all the members of Akatsuki's organization began to explode their nirvana. Pain suddenly raised his hands. Shen Luo Tianzheng. Conan activated the Paper of God technique. Paper dance. Kakuzu suddenly activated the wind style and fire style masks at the same time. The ground is grieving. The scorching wind and turmoil. Hidan smiled strangely and waved his sickle to get blood. Bloody March sickle. Deidara instantly squeezed out more than a dozen birds with the detonating clay. Detonate the clay. Biplane. Explode. Sasori directly summoned his strongest puppet, third cage. Magnet style. Sand and iron boundary method. Orochimaru chuckled and summoned many serpents. 10,000 snakes and Luo array. Kisame online seal. Water style. Great shark bomb technique. It must have suddenly activated his own secret technique. Spore technique. The man with the mysterious mask, the man codenamed Afei in the Akatsuki organization suddenly displayed his secret technique. Fire style. Explosive wind dancing. Boom. The members of the 10 Akatsuki organization displayed their nirvana skills at the same time. Suddenly, above the entire sky, the soaring chakra burst out in an instant. An unprecedented sight was born. It was an unprecedented horror scene with no one to come. Rumble, rumble, the earth is trembling, and the sky is burning. All the offensives were directed at Qianyu's Suzuo Buddha's body, bursting away. Qianyu smiled slightly. Interesting. Unfortunately. Qianyu snapped his hands together. Snapped. Sage art. Wood style. Shin-Su Senju. On top of the Buddha. Rumble, rumble. The terrifying Senju Buddha has thousands of arms in an instant. Violently bombarded above the earth. Facing the members of the 10 Great Shao organization, Qianyu was at the top, as if the dragon was watching the ants. 1,000 arms, suddenly bombarded. Every blow seems to have the power of a tail beast. You know, Senju Hashirama of that year can completely destroy Uchiha Madara's prestigious Susanoo by using it to top the Buddha. What's more, are these Akatsuki members? And Qianyu's Shin-Su Senju topped the Buddha, but it covered Susanoo and the power of Thor. It is so powerful that it is even better than first Hokage's move. Qianyu's own chakra volume may not be as good as first Hokage. However, he has the power of Susanoo and Thunder Fruit. Under the blessing, it can completely match or even surpass the opponent's power. Boom, boom, find flowers, boom. The offensive of all Akatsuki members was broken in an instant, shattered, and turned into nothingness. However, Qianyu's attack on the great Buddha of Senju caused the entire cave and the entire earth to collapse, split, and disintegrate. Escape. A thought suddenly came to the members of Akatsuki's organization. That's escape. Whoosh. In an instant, 10 figures scattered and separated, desperately fleeing. However, he still couldn't resist this terrifying offensive. Orochimaru immediately used the Orochimaru body replacement technique, and from the body that had been blasted, he spit out a self again, half a human body and half a snake body, fleeing away like flying. The mysterious masked man immediately hollowed and escaped. Others also showed their magical powers, desperately trying to escape from this mythical attack. Unfortunately, not everyone can be so lucky. 0. Only one blow. After Qianyu stopped the offensive, the entire terrain has changed. Deidara broke an arm. Sasori's Fei Liuhu was completely shattered, and only his real body was revealed. Half of Hidan's body is almost squashed. And Kakuzu was also hit hard. Blood spilled from the corner of Kisami's mouth. In Pen 6 Paths, there are only Heavenly Dao, Beast Dao and Shira Dao. Slightly better is Obito, which can hollow to evade the offensive. Conan's divine paper technique is immune to physical damage. Orochimaru is almost immortal. There is absolutely this kind of thing that can be hidden in the earth anytime, anywhere. But no matter. Qianyu exploded the entire Shao organization with just one move. Moreover, it is a full Akatsuki organization. For a while, everyone scattered everywhere, looking at Qianyu in shock. This man, it's too scary. Even if Xiao organizes together, I'm afraid he won't be able to take him down. Instead he wants Tuan Mie to be in his hands. However, at this moment, apart from desperately, I am afraid that there is no other way. Pain roared. Everyone, if you don't work hard at this moment, you have one idea. Follow me. Kill, kill. Everyone also roared, all of them are desperados. Today, being beaten by Qianyu inspires blood and fighting spirit. The blood is boiling, the fighting spirit is boiling. I don't even care about it anymore, and the crazy attack comes. Qianyu sneered, do you want to die? Very good, then I will fulfill you. Chapter 97. Advertise here. What Qianyu faced was a vicious and vicious Xiao organization now. Full. Therefore, he naturally won't show any mercy at all. Deidara took the lead. Damn it. Just let you know what is real art. Detonate the clay. C2. The dragon. Boom. A huge white dragon appeared instantly, and Deidara flew up directly, riding on the detonating clay dragon and flying into the sky. Induction bullet. Boom. Detonate the clay dragon's mouth and spit out a flying pig-shaped inducer in an instant. At Qianyu, he shot it violently. Burst. Rumble. The whole induction bomb exploded in an instant when it got close to the Great Buddha of Susa. However, the Great Buddha Susa is unscathed. Deidara couldn't help frowning and cursed. What a strong defense. So, try this. Deidara snapped his hands together. Snapped. Detonate the clay. C3. The 18th. Boom. A huge clay doll fell down instantly. Qianyu knew that this move had almost destroyed the entire Sunagaku in the Kingdom of Wind. It's so powerful that it can't be underestimated. However, Qianyu smiled slightly. A huge black thunder spear appeared in the hands of Susao Great Buddha. Boom. Sweep away from the sky, stabbed out fiercely. Boom. Directly through that C3 18th. Burst. Deidara snorted. However, nothing happened. What? Qianyu smiled slightly. Deidara, your nemesis of detonating clay is lightning style, right? It's a pity, your moves won't do anything to me. Deidara was furious at once. You actually know the weakness of my technique. However, there is nothing he can do about it. In this way, Qianyu who is good at lightning style is simply his natural enemy. Any attack that detonates the clay can no longer be effective against him. Sasori sneered, have you been seen through by the enemy? What you call art is nothing but that. Deidara was furious. Sasori, what did you say? Sasori has restored his real puppet. He sneered. Let me come. Magnet style. Sand and iron shigur. Boom. His most powerful puppet, third cage, instantly displayed his magnet style secret technique. In an instant, sand and iron poured out crazily like huge waves. It turned into countless fine needles and burst out fiercely. It even contained the poison he was most proud of. However, with a light sweep under Qianyu's lightning style, Yada Mirror suddenly appeared. All offensives have been resolved into the invisible. Snapped. Magnet style. Sand iron triangular prism. Boom. In an instant, all the sand and iron condensed in one place and turned into a huge triangular prism. The sharp edge was exposed, and it slammed toward the Suzuo Buddha. When Qianyu stabs the thunder spear in the hands of the Great Buddha, there was a terrifying sound from the two. Boom. Qianyu urged chakra slightly, and the iron triangular prism collapsed in an instant. Destroyed. It exploded. Sasori knew that the opponent's chakra amount was too terrifying, and his own attack would not work. At this moment, Kakuzu also shot at the same time. 3 masks appeared on his arm at the same time. Wind style. Suppress. Lightning style. Pseudo dark. Fire style. Head hard. The 3 attributes simultaneously burst into fusion ninjutsu. This move is enough to make the mountains fall apart. Even in the face of hundreds of ninjas, it is enough to blast a path of blood. However, it is a pity that he is facing Uchiha Qianyu. Yada Mirror. With a sudden wave, all the 3 ninjutsu attributes were resisted. And Qianyu's spear of thunder attacked casually, and Kakuzu was in a hurry in an instant. He quickly avoided. At this time, Hoshigaki Kisame suddenly displayed his most powerful water style. Water style. Blasting water and rushing waves. He jumped into the air and created a huge lake with a huge amount of chakra called a tailless beast. The cave before has now turned into a deep pit. Coupled with this powerful water style of Kisame, it instantly turned into a huge lake. It even submerged both of Susao's legs in it. 5 food shark. Snapped. With both hands together, Kisame has already displayed his own secret attack technique. Create 5 chakra shark bombs in an instant. Crazy biting the enemy in the water. Constantly biting and devouring Susanoo's chakra. Qianyu smiled slightly. Did you devour chakra's secret technique? Me too. Wood style. Wood dragon technique. Boom. The water fluctuates. Great waves. A wood-style dragon flew out fiercely, spreading its teeth and claws, hovering on the water. Boom. The 5 sharks slammed into the water, but they swallowed all their chakra. Wood-style secret art. Hoshigaki Kisame was taken aback. It seems I can only go all out. 1000 food shark. With a violent roar, he burst out a powerful chakra directly, summoning thousands of sharks, biting away frantically, tearing all obstacles and enemies to pieces. Qianyu sneered. Wan Lei. For a moment, the terrifying thunder tears the sky. Crashed down. Slash down. Go straight into the water. Rumble. Rumble. In an instant, horrible lightning appeared in the entire lake. Hiss. All the sharks were immediately stimulated by the power of thunder, uttered a scream, and suffered heavy casualties. Hoshigaki Kisame was shocked and flew back immediately. Sasori also launched an attack at the same time. Sand-iron boundary law. In an instant, black sand and iron began to fill up in the entire space, forming endless spikes and thorns. At the same time, Deidara also launched his own offensive. Detonate the clay. Doppelganger blast. Boom. The constant roar and explosion sounded from all around the lake, and in an instant, huge waves rose to the sky. Terrible waves of air were born around the great Buddha of Susuo, and the world was turned upside down. And the sand and iron world law is pierced from all directions. Orochimaru sneered, I'll do it too. Baki technique. Boom. A huge body appeared instantly. It's a huge terrifying 8-headed snake. Each one is extremely huge, all white, just like the white snake sage in Raichi Cave. White Snake Fairy. It is Orochimaru's secret technique at the bottom of the box, the strongest ninjutsu. 8-chi Orochi technique. Boom. 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 8 huge snake heads slammed down fiercely at the same time. Boom. The great Buddha of Susuo is shaking slightly. Coupled with the continuous explosions, the attacks of the sand and iron world law. Hoshigaki Kisami's water style, the missile laser cannon of Shira Road. The various summoning beasts of the Beast Road. All the attacks suddenly dazzled and blasted towards Qianyu's Suzuo Buddha. Boom. Qianyu finally took a step back. The attacks of all Akatsuki members, a combined force of one blow. It just made him take a step back. Qianyu smiled slightly. As expected of the Akatsuki organization, it was able to repel me. It's also proud enough, but it's a pity. Enough to play with you. Next. I'm going to get serious. Chapter 98. Advertise here. Everyone's full blow had only caused Qianyu to take a step back. For a time, the entire Akatsuki organization was filled with despair. Pain spoke again at this time. Go all out. This person must be killed. Otherwise, you and I will die. Everyone knew it well, and immediately shouted angrily, once again bursting out a strong will to fight. Pain took the lead. A move Shen Luo Tianzhong suddenly burst out. With this blow, he exerted almost all his strength. The power that burst out is indeed terrifying. In an instant, Qianyu's Suzuo Buddha was blasted back again. Good chance. Detonate the clay. Induction bomb bombardment. Burst. Boom. Successive explosions broke out again. At the same time, sand-iron boundary law, sand-iron cuboid. Boom. Water style. Great shark bomb technique. Baki Orochi technique. The paper of God technique. Wind and fire lightning style. Fusion of profound meaning. Thunder and fire storm. Fire style. Blast wind flurry 24. Rumble. Rumble. A series of terrifying moves burst out instantly, one after another. It's enough to destroy the world. Qianyu sneered. Take a step forward suddenly. The huge body of Shinsu Senju, covered with Thor Susanoo, slammed down. Sage art. Wood style. Shinsu Senju. On top of the Buddha. Susanoo. Gun of thunder. Yasaka Chong Guyu. His moves are also pouring down crazily. Like a volcanic eruption. Like a meteorite falling. Like the earth turned upside down. Faced with the top 10 rebels, a fierce attack and collision broke out. Rumble. The whole place resembling a volcanic lake exploded again in an instant. The lake poured down instantly, flowing in all directions. But on the ground, a bigger pit appeared. It's like an abyss. This level of battle is simply earth-shattering. Even in the entire ninja world, it is definitely one of the few terrifying decisive battles. I'm afraid, there is only first Hokage Senju Hashirama, the battle against Uchiha Madara can be compared. Damn it, how can this guy be so strong? Simply immortal. And the amount of chakra is simply endless. Kakuzu couldn't help but frowned. It almost reminds me of someone. The god of ninjas, the founder of Konoha village, first Hokage Senju Hashirama. Pain also said. Yes, the strength of this person has surpassed the limit of ordinary ninjas. Go all out. ... This big battle, it took 3 or 4 hours. Until all the members of Akatsuki's organization are exhausted and out of breath. However, Qianyu still saw no signs of weakness at all. Akatsuki immediately fell into despair. This person is not a person at all. This level of chakra volume has surpassed the tail beast, right? Even Hoshigaki Kisame, known for its huge amount of chakra, was stunned. Pain was also beaten exhausted. The beast Dao and Shira Dao were also completely shattered. Only the body of Tiandao was left. Everyone else completely exhausted chakra. Seeing that the entire Akatsuki organization has reached its end. Kakuzu has become its final form. However, the 4 black shadow clones with different attributes have all been blown up. Only the body is left, and it is dying. Qianyu also unloaded his Susuo Buddha. Only the form of Susanoo was left, dealing with many Akatsuki members. However, the Akatsuki organization at this time, even in the face of ordinary Susanoo, lost the strength to fight. Water style. Water curtain tent. Kakuzu violently displayed water style and spewed towards Susanoo. Qianyu's Susanoo waved his hand, and the spear of thunder struck across the water curtain, breaking it apart. Afterwards, the thunder spear blasted away. Kakuzu was taken aback and couldn't avoid it. Earth style. Earth spear technique. This is the hardening technique of the Kakuzu body. Harden the defense of the whole body. The arm will turn black, but it looks a bit like Armament Haki. However, boom. The thunder spear instantly shattered the hardened body of his earth spear, completely piercing through it. He glanced at his chest blankly. A huge blood hole appeared instantly. The whole body began to turn into coke. Live for 90 years. Kakuzu, who has been active in ninja history since first Hokage, finally died in Qianyu's hands. His body turned into coke, then turned into dust and fly ash, and quietly dissipated. Kakuzu, Hidan and him have always been partners, and they are a bit emotional in a word. He roared and slashed towards Qianyu with a sickle in his hand. However, let alone he can't break Susanoo's defense, even if he can. He couldn't get Qianyu's blood either. After all, Qianyu can thunder hollow at any time, and it is impossible for him to be hurt by physical attacks. For Hidan, Qianyu is an enemy he can never defeat. Boom. Qianyu's thunder spear slammed into Hidan's bloody March sickle fiercely. Boom. With a sound, the bloody March sickle burst into pieces in an instant. And Qianyu's thunder spear pierced Hidan's body severely. Immortal, I want to try it. Boom. The black thunder and flames spread out from Hidan's body in an instant. In an instant, half of his body turned into coke. Even if it is an immortal body, it will not be enough to turn the whole body into coke. After that, it turned into dust directly. The immortal Hidan also died in Qianyu's hands. Seeing that both Admiral died instantly, Akatsuki finally fell into despair. Even Pain had to scream in despair. Escape. Retreat. He was finally very helpless and gave the order to retreat and escape. Actually, it is not that his majesty and dominance are enough to restrain all these wicked people. But in their hearts, it's impossible to escape. Otherwise, where would they insist on fighting until now? It's useless to escape. Instead, go together, there is still a glimmer of life. It is this belief that supported them to fight to this moment. But now, even Pain couldn't stand it and fell into despair. Members of this level, even Pain, can no longer be recruited. If you all die here, your plan will really be empty. Pain gave an order, and everyone began to flee. Orochimaru chuckled, and immediately spit out a new body from his broken body. Half human, half snake. Fleeing crazy. Qianyu slammed a black cloth to the soul, and the thunder and flames fell down, directly incinerating that body into ashes. Orochimaru screamed, and the whole person was turned into ashes. However, Qianyu knew that Orochimaru would not die. The power of his curse will resurrect him elsewhere. Seeing Orochimaru also dead, on the spot, other Akatsuki members began to flee frantically. Escape, escape, escape. This man, invincible at all. Akatsuki, it's the end. Chapter 99. Advertise here. When the mysterious masked man saw this, he could only sigh, and instantly he was hollow. The void was distorted, and his figure immediately disappeared in place. His plan failed again, and this time, even the painstakingly established Akatsuki organization has fallen apart and survived in name only. However, no matter how unwilling he is, he has nothing to do. Resignedly. Despair. The man named Uchiha Qianyu. Too powerful. At the sign of pain, Conan began to stretch his wings and began to escape. As for the old fox like Ju, he has long hidden his body and escaped from the ground. On the battlefield, soon there was nothing left. Pain God, Deidara, Sasori, Hoshigaki Kisame, only 4 people are left. Pain is not the main body of Nagato. He immediately decided. You also retreat immediately. I will cover here. Everyone nodded immediately. Okay. However, Qianyu couldn't help but sneer. Are you coming to cover? Do you think you can resist me? Qianyu violently bombarded with a thunder spear. Pen Tiandao immediately wanted to use Shenluo Tianzhong. However, I stretched out my hands, only to find that I had just exhausted chakra, and I couldn't start it. In the previous Konoha village battle, Qianyu destroyed all Pen's 6 paths because of the use of super god Luo Tianzhong, planetary devastation and other big moves, and his vitality was greatly injured. This time the new Pen's 6 paths is just a makeshift. Neither power nor mobility is at its best. Nowadays, it is even more exhausted. Seeing him exhausted, Qianyu's thunder spear shot out instantly. Boom. Pen Tiandao's body also immediately turned into ashes and annihilated. Sasori, Deidara, Hoshigaki Kisame. The 3 people looked at each other. Only relying on the 3 of them to fight Qianyu. That's just to die. But now, you can't even escape. Deidara smiled. It seems that today is our time to die. Brother Sasori, don't you admit that my art is above you? Sasori snorted. Only eternity is the essence of art. Deidara laughed. Wrong. Art is the beauty displayed in an instant. For me, art is an explosion. He suddenly took off Akatsuki's robe. The chakra in the whole body suddenly gathered frantically towards the heart. Deidara, what are you going to do? Deidara laughed and said, anyway, I'm going to die here, so it's better to make a big show. Brother Sasori, Kisame, you too, run away now. I'll resist here. Sasori and Kisame saw it immediately. He is going to blow himself up. Qianyu couldn't help frowning. Oh, in order to save your comrades, will you blow yourself up? Deidara, do you really want to do this for Akatsuki? Deidara laughed. It doesn't matter what Akatsuki organizes. It's just to let the world recognize my art. Let the world marvel at my art. Qianyu sighed in his heart. To be honest, he still likes Deidara a bit. Some of this young man is just obsessed with art. Unfortunately, the two are in a hostile state, and there is no doubt that there is no chance to be merciful. Deidara, you. Sasori frowned, and at this moment, the expression on his face was a little dazed. It seems that a lot of things have been thought of. Run, brother Sasori, and Kisame. Kisame was silent for a moment, and said, thank you. He immediately turned and left. But Sasori looked at Deidara and nodded. Well, it seems that your art is indeed extraordinary. Deidara froze for a moment. Then laughed. If I can get the approval of big brother Sasori, I can be regarded as dead and staring. Now, the chakra in his body had already gathered frantically to the heart. The terrifying chakra will explode at any time. Form an unprecedented terrorist explosion. Qianyu can actually stop him. But he did not do so. For Deidara, this art of sublimation before death is a path he chose. To stop him is cruel. And Sasori finally looked solemn, but finally started to flee. Qianyu didn't stop him. Deidara yelled loudly, excuse me. Wail, praise it. Let the whole world be shocked by my art. Art is, explode, boom. An unprecedented huge explosion broke out on the earth in an instant. The huge mushroom cloud is clearly visible from dozens of hundreds of kilometers away. That horrible light shines even more in the eyes of thousands of people. For a time, the sky is falling apart. The world is turbulent. Deidara blew himself to death, turned into eternal art. Qianyu sighed. With wood-style wood expulsion jutsu, the fourth form of Susanoo, and Yadamura's defense, they abruptly resisted the power of the explosion. But, wood expulsion jutsu was also destroyed 7 or 88. Even Susanoo has a lot of damage. It can be seen that Deidara's self-detonation is so powerful. After a long time, the huge mushroom cloud finally gradually dispersed. Qianyu glanced at this place, which had completely turned into a desolate ruin. After the battle between himself and Akatsuki, the entire terrain has been completely changed. At this time, Diaresis, Master Hokage, how's it going? It's okay, Lord Hokage. Qianyu didn't need to look back, and knew it was Kakashi and Might Guy. To fight against Akatsuki, the two of them are still a little immature now. So Qianyu did not let them follow. Qianyu smiled slightly. It's okay, everything is over. Behind Kakashi and Might Guy, there is an old lady. Mother-in-law of 1,000 generations. Master Hokage, one-tail Jinchuriki, no. Where is Gaara? Qianyu gently released him from Vice Admiral of Wood Style. In the previous battle, he had protected Gaara's body. Because, he promised to bring Gaara back to Sunagaku. Even if it's dead, it's the same. The grandmother 1,000 generations looked at Gaara's body and was silent for a long time. He has lost the one-tailed beast, he is no Jinchuriki anymore. He is just a poor child. The people in the village won't treat him so badly anymore, right? Qianyu's wife, Kushina and Naruto, are both Jinchuriki from Nine Tails. Of course he felt the same way. The 1,000-generation mother-in-law suddenly smiled. I'm old, so let's entrust the future of Sunagaku, the country of wind, to the younger generation. Kakashi's heart moved. Mother-in-law, what are you going to do? The mother-in-law of the 1,000 generations glanced at him. My son and daughter-in-law died in the hands of your father, Konoha's White Fang. However, when will the injustice be reported? It has nothing to do with you. Hope, there is still. Qianyu knew that she might use that trick to sacrifice her life to save Gaara Xiao. However, at this moment, a voice came. A good one doesn't matter. So, does the death of your son and daughter-in-law do not matter? The mother-in-law of the 1,000 generations looked back. I saw the figure of a very young handsome man. The mother-in-law of 1,000 generations was shocked. You are, Sasori. Chapter 100. Advertise here. The appearance of Sasori surprised the mother-in-law of the 1,000 generations. Actually, he still maintains the appearance of his youth, he hasn't grown old at all. Qianyu said calmly. Did you not run away? Sasori sneered. I saw a familiar figure, and I just come back to reminisce about the past. Qianyu smiled slightly. Please. The grandmother Chio stood up and looked at Sasori. You made yourself a humanoid puppet, right? Sasori said coldly. Not bad. Only the puppet's body will not die. Human life is too fragile. The mother-in-law of the 1,000 generations sighed. Is it because of your parents? Sasori said calmly. I have forgotten those two people. The face of the mother-in-law of the 1,000 generations suddenly changed. Kakashi and Might Guy stood behind Qianyu. Master Hokage, what's the situation? Qianyu sighed. It's their own business, don't have to do it. Subsequently, mother-in-law and Sasori fought a fierce battle. Two people can be called the two most powerful puppet masters in the entire ninja world. Of course, Sasori is stronger. However, he is almost exhausted after the battle with Qianyu now. Therefore, in this battle, the thousand-generation mother-in-law suppressed Sasori. In the end, the puppet made by the mother-in-law of the thousand generations for the first time with Sasori. Father and mother. Sasori was hit hard. Sasori was dying. The thousand-generation mother-in-law was also speechless. You, after all, still long for the love of your parents. Sorry, Sasori. Sasori was silent. Deidara, sorry. I'm here too. Later, Sasori also died safely. The thousand-generation mother-in-law seemed to be 10 years old in an instant. She walked towards Gaara more firmly. A smile appeared on his face instead. That's good too, right? I can reunite with my son, daughter-in-law, and my grandson in another world. Ha ha ha, she smiled, and then gently placed her hand on Gaara's body. Forbidden technique. Reincarnated. She transferred all her chakra and life to Gaara. Wait until the forbidden technique is over. With a plop, her body fell to the ground. But Gaara opened his eyes. What happened? Gaara looked blank. Qianyu said nothing. Kakashi patted Gaara on the shoulder and gently carried him on his back. And Might Guy carried the remains of the mother-in-law and Sasori. Together, they returned to the land of wind, Sunagakur. Seeing the dead Chidai mother-in-law and Sasori's corpses, Sunagakur's top executives and elite ninjas were silent. However, seeing Gaara returning, after all, he was a little relieved. Especially, Conqueror and Tamari. Qianyu said calmly. The one tail in his body has been taken away. He is just an ordinary child now. After speaking, he took Kakashi and Might Guy and left Sunagakur. Let them take care of the rest. A few days later. Broken Akatsuki. Gathered somewhere again. This is a secret experiment base in Orochimaru. Today, there are only Pen, Konan, the mysterious masked man, Ju, Orochimaru and Hoshigaki Kisame. After Deidara, Hidan, and Kakuzu died, Sasori also died in the hands of a thousand-generation mother-in-law. He was absolutely responsible for intelligence investigation and transmission, and reported immediately. Pain was silent. The Akatsuki organization that had just created a prosperous organization fell apart immediately. Moreover, it was all destroyed in the hands of that one person. Although Sasori died in the hands of Qianyu's mother-in-law, but it was not a battle with Qianyu. How could Qianyu's mother-in-law kill Sasori? Hoshigaki Kisame was silent for a moment before speaking. To be honest, our strength is not enough to compete with that man. Even if we fight again, it will only be an absolute defeat. Pain nodded. Yes, that's why we will gather here. He looked at Orochimaru. Orochimaru's heart moved, as if he understood something. I see. Do you need my strength? That forbidden technique. The dirty soil reincarnated. Pain said. Not bad. Moreover, he must be a peerless powerhouse who can really suppress Uchiha Qianyu. Otherwise, even impure world reincarnation, it doesn't make any sense. Orochimaru gave a dark smile. The man who can absolutely suppress Uchiha Qianyu. There are absolutely only two people I can think of. First Hokage Senju Hashirama, and also, Uchiha Madara. Pain glanced at the mysterious masked man. Because he calls himself Uchiha Madara. But he also suspected that he was not at all. Otherwise, it is impossible for the power to become so weak. Hoshigaki Kisame also knew about the existence of Uchiha Madara. But he didn't know that the current masked man, that is, the man who claimed to be a Fei, was him. Orochimaru glanced at him too. So, only when impure world reincarnation comes out of first Hokage, can he completely suppress him. Pain said. Are you sure? Orochimaru grinned. That's the problem. If it is first Hokage that I can completely control, then it will not be able to exert his strength before his death. And if it's first Hokage in its heyday, I'm afraid, he is not something we can manipulate. Pain said coldly. If he can't control it, why would he stand on our side? Orochimaru smiled and said, that's right. No, there is a way. The mysterious masked man suddenly spoke. Any solution? It's very simple, that's. Not only summoning produces first Hokage, but also second generation and third generation impure world reincarnation. First Hokage's policy may be tolerant to the Uchiha clan, but you should be very clear about the second generation project and the third generation project. Pain's eyes lit up. I see. Second Hokage Senju Tobirama, third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen, both of them hate the Uchiha clan deeply. As long as the two of them have their opinions, even Senju Hashirama, first generation, cannot be completely ignored. Since this is the case, Orochimaru, leave it to you. Orochimaru grinned. Very good. However, this is still a crisis-ridden trick. If first Hokage is out of control after it appears, I'm afraid we will explain it here. Pain said. It's okay. For our plan, adventure is necessary. Orochimaru sneered in his heart. You are not here, of course you are not afraid. But he himself can be resurrected almost infinitely, and he doesn't care too much. Then, Orochimaru found a few unlucky ghosts as victims, using the forbidden technique inherited from second Hokage Senju Tobirama that he had researched and started to unleash his final nirvana. Forbidden technique. Impure world reincarnation. Summoning. First Hokage Senju Hashirama. Second Hokage Senju Tobirama. Third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen. Let's come again.